Nice to meet you too. I need that. I need the apex and the flow and all of that in the crib. For sure. I retweeted it.
Haven't lost yet. I've always been the weakest, and I've been mocked for it at every turn. But I still try as hard as I can. You see, I've been leveling up this whole time. I won't give in to fear. I can't get stronger that way. I'll fight, I'll level up, and take
It's in the DMs. I think we're starting out. Young thug snitching, rampages, sun attacks, Minnesota school shooter. What grade would you give Trump so far? Has he been good or bad for crypto? Serena pushes GLP-1 drug.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the greatest podcast in the land where Uncle Hotep couldn't make it tonight because he had a family emergency.
Hotep Jesus?
Prayers for him and his family.
Yeah, shout out to Uncle Hotep, man.
Prayer hands in the chat. Prayer hands in the chat. Uncle Hotep was unable to make it tonight, so I had to pull together some great co-hosts, and they came together for Hotepistan tonight. I'm joined right over here is President of Hotep Nation, Doe Dubes is in the house.
Yeah, what's going on, everybody? Thank you for having me, HJ. I appreciate you, brother.
And hanging out with me on my left is Crypto Wendy, y'all.
Hey, thanks for having me. Also, I have to show my food because I use my business credit card to write it out or to buy it, so we have to show it. So we can write it out.
Boom. Tax write-off in the books. Let's go. What are you eating?
Right off this water.
Chicken and beans?
No, actually, I'm eating chicken. I had to go to Waba Grill because I was getting my eyebrows done, and I rushed home. I didn't get to cook tonight. So I got a little chicken bowl, but I didn't get rice because rice has carbs in it.
Uh-huh.
And it's just veggies and chicken.
Okay.
They going. They having a whole feast on stream. All right, that's what's up.
I'm having I don't scone frijoles. Little rice and beans, some corn in there. You know I do a cooking show now, right?
I seen that you trying to get your Chef Ramsay on. Hotep Ramsay.
And you know who was hating on me?
Who?
Wendy.
Because your caption. He's talking about I'm a single dad, and she's probably in the other.
So wait, he's thirst trapping the meals.
Yeah, and she probably walked out of the room for a minute.
Oh wait.
She went on vacation.
Despicable.
She went on vacation with her family.
Good for her.
Okay.
So technically, you single?
So I'm single while she gone. I'm a single dad. I'm here with the kids.
Oh my God.
I'm trying to survive.
You a strong black man that don't need no woman?
I'm a strong. There you go. There you go. You know what I'm saying? I'm a strong black man. I don't need no woman.
Oh
so I had to cook. And I'm like, yo, I really don't know how to cook.
That's blasphemous in Hotepistan, man. What you doing? The men don't cook in Hotepistan.
That's what I'm saying.
Men are supposed to know how to cook because they don't get to complain about the food if they don't know how to cook, though.
No, that's absolutely not true. What do you mean? Like, I have all the reason to complain if I don't cook because that's your job.
I guess, but don't you? Doesn't make you feel like a man to be on the grill, like to grill stuff
that's
outside?
Different. See, grilling. I think grilling and cooking is different, though. That's the thing. So I think grilling is like more primal. It's more ancestral. You know, it's not adding a bunch of ingredients and stuff like that. Just throwing a slab of meat on a so
you don't season your meat on the fire?
A little bit, but it's not that. It's not me doing all this preparation and all of that.
You gotta marinate it though, right?
I mean, you can do all of those things. Like those things actually, help the grilling, but like just grilling in general, it's a little bit just more basic than Jesus, bro. Come on, come on, like come on, son.
Nigga, I paid $3.40 for this basmati rice. We wasted a cup yesterday. We not wasting
Are you
no
getting
rice.
in touch with your roots?
You see that, right? You see he's doing the whole thing that they was arguing about on the timeline between like shoving your hand in your mouth like this versus a fork and spoon.
Wendy, I think that was racist. I think that was racist.
A little bit. I don't think she can say it.
Man, well, the good for me is I've reached the level of being uncancelable on the internet. It does not work to cancel me. I am like a roach. I come back, and I don't care.
Yeah, I think being canceled is like karma. It's only real if you believe in it.
Oh,
That's a good way to look at it.
You know, like if I don't believe that I did anything wrong, what am I apologizing for? Like when the
I never apologize.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. So you can't cancel me if I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, so yeah.
shout out to Continental with the $9.99. We got super chats coming in. He said, Wendy, where is your kufi at? We got to get Wendy a kufi, man.
I got a tinfoil tiara over there. I need a kufi though.
Did you wash your hair recently? Your hair looks amazing for some reason.
I did. I wanted to wash it yesterday because there were some plumbing issues at the house. And I got water there was a lot of water issues the other day.
Your hair looks laid for a change. Sometimes you look dusty.
It looks laid? Aw.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
it's not dusty. It was almost gonna be dusty. I was almost gonna not wash it until tonight actually. But I washed because I only wash it once a week.
Oh yeah. So we caught you right after the wash.
Yeah, because you can't wash thick, wavy hair daily.
No?
No, you can't.
It dries it out, right?
I mean, if you have texture hair, you can't. I mean, you could, but why? I mean, why?
Yeah. Continental with another $9.99. He said, Doe, the best chefs in the world are men. What is you talking about?
Oh man, I don't want to hear all of that.
man.
I don't want to hear all of that. In Hotepistan, in the households of Hotepistan, the women do the cooking, bro. I don't want to hear none of that bullshit. Matter of fact, they taught by men. How about that? To be the best female chefs that they could be in the land. But nah, I ain't cooking the motherfucking thing. You kidding me?
We definitely need the ladies in the kitchen. We need the ladies in the kitchen. Absolutely.
It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, we just
I like
need
cooking. It's fun.
the chicken and beans.
Sometimes, but I've been doing I do really good steaks.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. Oh, you know what? Have you had Calabrian chili?
Who?
Calabrian chili. It's from Calabria in Italy. Go to your local Italian deli. Go buy a jar.
Mm-hmm.
It is the best. It has the best spice to it because it's hot, but it's not instantly hot. You taste it and it's like a V shaped. It's really good.
Oh yeah?
Really, really good.
Oh, that's
it's expensive, but it's good.
Oh, that's amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah, I haven't had. Well, I did have steak this year. I've largely been pescatarian for a long time. I stopped eating land animals a long time ago.
Why?
Well, when I first got introduced to Hotep, I ran the gamut, raw vegan. You know, I did the whole like holistic stuff. Shout out to Layla Africa. You feel me? And I got into a real holistic bag. I was making my own almond milk and had my own garden, growing my own herbs and stuff like that. So I was raw vegan for a while. And so, you know, I cut land animals all the way out. And then I want to say a few years ago, I just started picking fish back up. So I eat fish primarily, but Father's Day happened and I was feeling extra masculine and manly. So, you know, I had a steak.
Let's go.
You
I had a
deserve it.
steak after 10 years of not eating any. You feel me? And I'm not going to lie to you, HJ, one day. Like, it was good. It was good. But I don't know. I don't know if I could do that again. Because it's like, it was like one of them guilty pleasures. Like,
so what are you
really
eating now?
Huh?
What are you eating now if you're not eating the animals?
Salmon. I said land animals. So I eat salmon,
Okay.
a lot of salmon. Like salmon is pretty much like the main protein that I do eat. There'll be some shrimp here and there, but it's mainly salmon that I eat.
We got to get you off that salmon.
Yeah, I heard. Now listen, I go out my way to get the wild caught Alaskan.
It don't matter. It don't matter. On Inky's index, salmon is the highest on kidney damage. Or I
Really?
wouldn't say damage. I would say for the kidney to process.
So what does he recommend? Because that's another thing. See, the thing is with medicine, I love it. I tune in every week, but it be direct questions I be wanting to ask him, and then the way you read my questions sometimes, it be like, oh, this nigga in the chat is trolling, and I'm like, nah, I really wanted to know. And so, what does he recommend a real nigga to eat? You feel me?
So he's not against meat.
He's not.
He's not against it. He's not recommending it, but he's not against it.
Okay.
And what he says is we need more pigments in our diet.
Okay, so he just wants more like colorful. Because remember, that was a thing in like 2014. Like, eat your colors.
Eat
you
your
got
colors.
your yellows. You know what I'm saying? Your oranges, your reds.
Eat your colors. Eat your colors. You know.
What about for women?
Eat your colors.
I think that women need to have meat, though. Like they say, the first day of your period, you're supposed to have a steak.
Again, we're not going to say no to that. You know, and don't forget to swallow.
Don't spit it out.
You know, you gotta swallow, okay?
Yo, I ain't gonna hold you, bro. I was like a tinge apprehensive, but I'm like, yo, this is like, I get to not research. I get to just have like let my hair down and just like talk, because you know I'm like in the archives and having to do like I study 6 hours just for a 2-hour stream and shit. I'm in newspapers and shit. Now I get to just talk about steak and salmon. I'm with that shit, man.
Yeah,
let's fucking go.
Yeah, you see, there's a lot of nutrients. Okay, when you put the meat in your mouth, you have to swallow.
Yeah.
You gotta. That's the.
It's supposed to be good for your skin.
It's good for everything. There's a lot of nutrients. It's magnesium. It's iron in there. You gotta. Some people some women are spitters. You gotta be a swallower.
Hotep, you're a genius. Hotep, genius.
So exactly. So he's not against me.
He's
So
not
what-
against meat. Get your
So-
pigments. He recommends beans, greens. You gotta have greens in your diet every day.
Gotta have your leafy greens. Yeah.
Gotta have your leafy greens. Have your beans. Wendy loves the beans.
Lentils are good too.
Yeah, lentils.
Legumes.
Legumes, yeah, and then get your colors in there. You know, after that you can, you run wild. You know,
Rock out. Okay.
yeah,
All
you could
for
rock
sure.
out. The
I have to
thing
let my lady
is,
know that for sure.
here's the thing: your body or your gut has a certain microbiome, and the microbiome, however you feed the microbiome, that's how the population is going to grow. So if you eat a lot of meat, the microbiome that likes meat is going to grow more, and the populations of the other stuff is going to decrease. Right? So what you want is you want to feed all the microbiome. And that's what they call a balanced diet. So you get your colors. If you want to get a little bit of steak in there, you want to have a little chicken, a little fish. Just don't overdo one thing, and you want to get your carbs. Your carb is your energy. Wendy, we'll talk offline about the issues you're having. We'll get you cleaned up. Don't worry. We cannot have nothing. We need Wendy O. The world needs Wendy O.
We do. It's important.
Because the person I had in the back of my mind when it came down to this was Rook. And you know Rook don't be going for none of that shit.
She not going for none of that. She not going for no meat. Yeah, she's definitely a no. She's definitely a no. But Inky's a little bit more lenient because he tries to meet people where they are. So yeah, that's where he is. Shout out to the chat. One in the chat, if you loving our co-host tonight. If you just tuned in, Uncle Hotep had an emergency. He couldn't make it tonight. Prayer hands in the chat. Prayer hands in the chat.
T's and P's.
Yeah. So shout out to Wendy O. Shout out to Doe Doob stepping in tonight for us. Prayers for Unc. You know what I'm saying? And I had to cheat a little bit. I had to get a white girl tonight. I had to get half Jew, half Italian. I had to go.
It's the cheat code.
It's the cheat code. You can never go wrong with the white girl you can never go wrong with the white girl on the podcast.
If you want to sell the Budweiser, if you want to sell, you know what I'm saying?
I don't drink that crap. That is so gross.
So what do you drink?
I like to drink wine these days. I will do a skinny
what kind
margarita.
Of wine?
I like Chardonnay.
Okay.
I don't know.
All right.
I'm still Black American. I'm still Hennessy and Martell.
This nigga be like, hey, I don't eat meat, but that Hennessy though.
That Henny.
Now Inky gonna get you for that.
He both took me for that one.
He's not eating me, but he's drinking Hennessy. Oh Lord.
Yeah.
That's some straight nigga shit right there. That's
You know it. I'm all the way, 100% nigga.
Hotep Con tickets on sale. 2 days left for Hotep Con tickets. Pop Hotep said Dubes and Wendy are the two sides of Unc, a black man and a pog lover.
Yeah, yo.
If you combine them two, you can make Uncle Hotep.
Make Uncle Hotep. That's crazy. Oh shit! I didn't even think that, but yo, he might be on to something. So.
Shout out to Light Skin Keisha. Light Skin Keisha says she's having Chardonnay in her flight.
Good for her.
Oh, okay.
Good for her.
Okay.
Wow, and she's a blackie, so that means she's a black white girl. Okay. So if she's having Chardonnay and you're having Chardonnay, that means she's definitely on the right path.
It's good stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. Is that a dry wine? What kind of wine is that?
I think it's a dry. I don't know. I
It's
do
dry,
reds, but it
right?
has to be like it's got to be winter because they're very thick. But
Yeah.
I don't like the sweet stuff. The ones that are I don't like that.
I like
Yeah,
the
it's too
sweet
much.
stuff.
I had like a buttery.
Butteries are good.
Buttery Chardonnay. It was cool. It went well with the salmon. But it
Buttery.
seems like I can't eat that anymore.
When Rudy says Wendy brace yourself. Wendy-O is a dirty, greasy wop.
Oh shit!
I mean, I mean.
Hold on, he's not done. He's not done.
Okay.
Damn.
Okay, let's go.
He said, I knew I liked her for a reason. Let's go HJ, Hotep, and Bill. You got your fellow Italians in the house.
Well, that's because Italian people aren't white. That's why. That's going to segue into one of the topics we're going to talk about.
Uh-oh.
Y'all just got white like 100 and something years ago.
Not even 100 years ago, until 80s, we started becoming white.
The 1980s?
1980s, yes.
Damn, I thought it was like the 1920s.
No, they did not recognize us as white people until like the late 80s.
Really? Damn, y'all was niggas until the 80s?
Yeah, like I know that. Like Irish nigga was a thing. Like I could show y'all articles and all types of shit, like the depictions, the cartoons of Italians and Irish and Slavic and German. Like if you wasn't from England, bro, you was you was basically a white nigga.
This is crazy. Damn, the 80s? I'm an 80s
I didn't know it was the 80s though. I didn't know that.
Yeah, my grandpa, he was back then we didn't have computers or anything. So apparently he was trying to get a job at some point. He was I think they were in New York at the time, either New York, somewhere. But anyways, he was trying to get a job. So he flew on his own dime to San Diego, had multiple interviews, chats with the guy. He walked into the office. The guy looked at him and said, "Sorry, we can't hire you. You understand." So he had to turn back and go home. And my grandpa looks like De Niro. Like exactly like De Niro.
And what year was that?
This was in the 80s.
Wow.
All right, so hold on, because it's a difference between like people just not liking Italians and then you not being classified as white. You know what I'm saying?
His skin was a little too
about
dark. His skin was a little, Italians could
swarthy.
tan. He was swarthy. He was a swarthy white.
He would get tan in the summer. I don't know what his pigment was at that time though.
When's the last time you got a tan?
Me, I actually have a tan.
Do you right now?
I do, but the thing is under all the lights you can't see it.
Right. Okay.
But I'm pretty. You can't see it, but I am
fucking
pretty dark now.
tattoos. Those goddamn tattoos.
I'm getting them removed.
Are you?
Yeah.
Let's go! Let's go! Wait, why'd you decide to get them removed? What happened? Is it more marketing? Were you making more money?
No, I mean I make money. I stay making money.
Well, we know.
But no, but I don't know. I just they no longer serve me. And then plus two, like I've got my daughter. She's getting older, and she's she sees things. She wants to do things, and I want to, I need to set a good example for her. So I just don't need them.
Tattoos are terrible for women.
No, it's not that they're terrible. Like I'm gonna keep the ones. Like I have some ones that can't be seen. I'm gonna like on my back and my ankle. And
You got the devil tattooed on your ass?
No, I don't do. No. But I'm gonna leave those. But the ones on my arms, I'm gonna remove because I could afford it.
Big flex.
I don't think tattoos on women are bad. I mean, of course, you got to keep it tasteful, but I don't think they're bad at all.
I've seen one good tattoo on a woman. This is a little Asian bitty. She's about 5 feet tall, and she had a tattoo that wrapped. It started at her wrist, and it went down her arm and then like wrapped around her back, and then it ended like somewhere around her coochie or something like that. I was like, oh, that I just want to lick the whole snake.
I don't like tattoos that cover women's private parts because I think that those are to I don't know. I don't like them.
You want them to see the coochie. You gotta see. Yeah,
it's beautiful.
It is. Yeah.
It's
Shout out to
the best
coochie.
organ. I mean, that's what life. That's the gates of life.
Yeah. Yeah. Not all coochies are cute though. Some people.
No, listen here. There is levels to the aesthetics.
Yeah.
For sure. I can attest to that.
You can get what, Wendy?
You can get your coochie modified.
Wait, what?
Yeah, they got the vaginal rejuvenation or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh,
but it's in you, not on you, man. Sorry. It's either you got it or you don't.
How does that work?
I don't know. They take your flaps, like just like when you have kids and stuff like that.
Flaps.
But like when you have kids and they have to sew you up, your vagina changes. Your flaps, they change.
Do they?
Yes.
Calling them flaps.
I mean, what? Their lips, flaps. Some people have flaps.
I mean, lips
okay.
would be better, but like when I think of flaps, I think of like the Yosemite Sam. Like
it could. I mean, and then you go through menopause and that changes again too.
So they got a Brazilian coochie lift.
They got all kinds of stuff you could get now.
A BCL. Get a BCL, a Brazilian coochie lift. Wow. Get your flaps folded in.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Shout out to the ladies in they flaps. Clap your flaps if you love Tupac.
Oh my God. Yo.
Oh man.
What am I doing here?
You chose the wrong nigga to make a podcast with him. You will be judged by tonight's podcast, okay? There's a reason why they call me Hotep Jesus.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Young Thug got canceled this week.
Why did he get canceled? I don't know who Young Thug is. I know who Kevin Gates is.
That tracks. I am not gonna lie. I just met you, but that kind of tracks.
That's a good thing. We like white girls that don't involve themselves in black culture, let's just say.
I mean, I'm familiar with some black culture, but like I don't
like what?
You know, I there's some rappers I do like.
Name your top 3 rappers right now.
I was about to say the same thing. What's your top 3?
Top 3. I love Corrupt.
Okay.
A lot.
Okay.
I like G-Funk. Sugar Free is my favorite. My favorite.
Okay. Big West Coast. Big West Coast.
Yeah. So Sugar Free, and then Corrupt, and then probably like a newer rapper. I would have to say Kevin Gates for now as a newer rapper.
Wow.
Those are low key deep cuts. That's not really usually the white girl like picks at all.
I'm born and raised LA, so it's
She's
like
LA.
LA County.
Got you.
Yeah, she's LA. She's gangsta LA. Yeah, this is crazy. Sugar Free,
And
Corrupt, and then Kevin Gates. That's a strong top 3. Like you
like
can't,
a white girl top 3 for sure.
You can't really argue with that top 3.
Right?
I mean,
it's a good
can. One. I mean, all right. But
For
being
a
from
white
LA,
girl,
yeah, I could.
like
all right.
Sugar Free is a staple in LA.
And that's what I'm saying. It's like that's such a deep cut. That's not like you had to have been introduced to Sugar Free when you was like a kid or something. Because it's not like he's.
I was at
what I'm
my stepsister was dating this older guy, so we used to sneak out. We used to go to his house, and they lived in a questionable neighborhood, and that's when I got introduced to Sugar Free. I think I was like 13.
When you say questionable neighborhood, what does that mean?
That
What do
there
you-
was used to be. They used to be dry. No, it wasn't black. It was Hispanic. It was Latino. That came later in life, but there used to be drive-bys and all kinds of stuff there.
In the Latino neighborhood?
Oh yeah, they're bad.
How are you shocked by that?
They took over a lot in like the heart of LA.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. We know they've definitely, the Mexicans have definitely taken over. Yeah.
I still haven't been.
To what? LA?
You gotta go at least. You gotta go.
I've been to
I haven't
LA.
been the closest. Honestly, was Hotep Con. The
Vegas.
Yeah, Vegas. Yeah.
If
Okay.
you go to South Orange County, it's nice there. It's bougie there.
Rudy, here he comes with that bullshit. Cypress Hill, all white men, all white.
Cypress Hill.
All right, so check.
Wiggers will always make a case for Cypress Hill and
Really?
ICP. Yeah, that's what
And
Wiggers do.
Insane Clown Posse.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't
what
think
they call
he'll like
gigolos,
ICP.
juggalos?
You
I
gotta,
don't like ICP. Like ICP is, and again, no shade, but that's like white trash music to me.
Low key, like
That's something you're gonna get in San Bernardino County, which no shade, but San Bernardino County, it's not LA County. It's very different.
yeah, nah, I wouldn't be in the white trash areas of LA. That would be the
Well, so the thing is like the way LA works is like everybody, it's like a big blend, like a lot of people, everybody's mixed and stuff together. But like so San Bernardino, so it's LA County, Orange County, San Bernardino County. San Bernardino County is a mess now. But that's the type of music that people would listen to out there, I think. Which again, that's fine, that's their business. I just not for me.
when we went to Hotep Con in Vegas, like the hotel that we stayed at was like right adjacent to like a Mexican project. And yeah, so we was like kind of in the hood a little bit. And
Wendy was
I was
there?
doing my thing. I was out there. It was like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, and I was out there polying with a bunch of Mexicans. Like, yeah, they accepted me. It was like 2 in the morning.
They chop
I ain't
it
tell
up
nobody
though.
where I was. They could have kidnapped me. I was just
They're fun though. Like they're cool. Like you could chop it up with them. It's cool. It's all good.
Wendy speaks Mexican, right? You
A
know,
little bit, but not a little. My daughter, she's supposed to be learning in school, to honor her culture.
yeah. Wendy knows a little Mexican.
well, there's a
Yeah.
whole amalgam of ethnicities in that house. You got Jewish, Italian, you got some Hispanic in there too now.
Native American.
Wow, yeah, for sure. Smorgasbord of ethnicity.
I don't like to talk about the Jewish side because people are so stupid, like they're so ignorant about it because it's a religion. But again, the way that they classify you, it is by Jewish, even though like you have like Eastern European roots. They won't. And again, that goes into one of the topics about the tragedy that happened this week is the destruction of white culture. And what they do is they try to we could actually talk about it now. So
Okay.
unfortunately, there was a horrible event that occurred. Of course, there was another school shooting that happened in the United States of America. Absolutely disgusting. And we can talk about, mental health all day long, but really what a big problem we have in America is the destruction of white culture. And the reason why that's a problem is because white people do have culture. And you got Italian American, you have Irish American, Scottish American, Slav, Romanian, like all different types of stuff.
Okay.
And back in the day, like when my family came over here from Italy, they came over here a couple years before the Great Depression, and you would go to different neighborhoods. There's different neighborhoods. I don't know how they came about, but like Mulberry Street was for the Italians, and right next door was Chinatown. There's a bunch of Chinese that lived there, and then the Jews were always kind of mixed in here and there, but now when you go to New York, you don't have sets anymore. You don't have neighborhoods. So it's like it's shameful for white people to celebrate their culture. And part of that is when you lose your culture, you lose a family connection, you lose religion, you lose a lot of that. And there's no accountability. Because when you're in a tight-knit community, especially of Italians, there's a lot of accountability there. Like everybody will sit, everybody knows everybody's business. If they see you do something wrong, they're going to gaffle you up. You're going to get smacked. You're going to get brought home to the family and you have to deal with it. And also too, the accountability factor there is that you don't want to shame the family. And there's a lot of other cultures that do this too. Like, all the different subsets, and Latino culture is a big thing too. Asian culture, all the different subsets. But that's part of the problem in America is that they have kind of destroyed white culture and stopped letting white people be proud of their roots. And you could be proud of your roots and not be a terrible person. Like
So I've noticed that. I have like this entire list of like pro white guys. I don't follow them, but I keep a list of them just to keep tabs on stuff like that. And I understand that. I've seen them talk about this extensively a lot. But the thing is, the way I see it is it's like I think that it's overall like I'm not trying to victim blame here, but it seems like white Americans specifically, want to embrace multiculturalism and then they embrace it to a fault. And because they wanted to go as hard to show that they weren't quote unquote racist, that they kind of threw away their own identity in the name of
Boom.
PC culture and stuff like that. So it's like, oh, we're not racist. I love my black friends. I love my Hispanic friends.
You can still be a proud Italian or a proud Hispanic and love black people or love, you know, Mexican people or love whatever it is. Like you can love outside of your culture. That's not the issue. The issue is that people stop celebrating their culture. They stop doing family events. They stop going to church. They stop because really church is rooted. Doesn't matter what religion you are. Church is very much rooted in Italian culture, being Catholic. Same with Mexicans. There's a lot of Mexicans that are heavily Catholic or heavily Christian, and you know, different white cultures, whatever, have like Protestant or Christian, whatever it is. But the issue is that they once you destroy the family and you start removing things out of that, there's no accountability, and then people stop going to church, and then it's just a stupid mindset. It really is. They started shaming white people, and it's going to end up happening to Latinos too. It's going to end up happening within the black community eventually too. Like it goes in different cycles, and it's not good.
When they slide to your left a little bit, Yeah, there we go. We want to make sure a little bit, just a tad more. We want to make sure, because you got a lot of fans in the chat. That's too far. Back to the other way. Right there. Yeah, you got a lot of fans. They over here, they swooning. They like, yo, who's the white chick? They asking for your DMs. They want your number.
I don't answer DMs, and I don't date people on the internet. But thank you.
She just shut that shit down. What if they got money?
You know, I would have to date somebody that has net wealth 10 times of what I have, because because I'm going to tell you why. Because men, it demasculates them. You don't want to demasculate them. And also, too, they think, oh, it's a cute little hobby she has. And it's not in a mean way. I'm just saying, like, I don't want problems with anyone.
Okay, she talking big money. You know, she's a billionaire, so I just want to let everybody know that.
Oh, that's what it is.
You're gonna need 10. If she got a mill, you're gonna need 10 mil. So if you got 10 mil in the chat and you watching the show, first of all, fuck you, because you ain't dropping gifted sub, and you ain't dropping no super chat. So first of all, fuck you. You know what I'm saying?
Your dad, have your dads reach out to me. That would be better.
Damn. Golly.
She said, tell your dad pull up. Oh, man. Okay, so let's...
I want to know more about Doe's opinion on the whole on that topic, though, because I think it's important. And I don't think we talk. I think that we need to hear different solutions for this ghetto-ness that's happening with our kids. So, we need to not let our kids grow up and be ghetto and entitled. Okay, I've had it. It's enough.
I think that in the regard of what I was speaking to, like, you can't fall for the pimping. That's why I tell people all the time, when it comes to billboards, the commercials and stuff like that, like, you do have to be proud of who you are. Like, even as far as like back in the day, like, you got like people like Fred Hampton who had like the Rainbow Coalition and shit like that. And he said black power to black people, white power to white people, red power to red people, yellow power. So it's like, it wasn't even about having to shrink yourself to be able to big somebody else up in the white the context. Definitely not on the black context, being able to be pro-black and have to be anti-white. That's not what it was. But when you are conflating like the news, like the media and all that other stuff, that's what they want. I ain't gonna hold you. This is like a white people problem. Like, white people put themselves on TV and to say like, yo, if you do not behave this way as a white person, you're racist. And so a lot of white people internalize that, and then now they are losing their culture. They're losing their history. And so that's the reason why it's like, I get where you're coming from, especially as a proud white person or whatever, but this is something that I see white people did to themselves.
I know.
You did not have to shrink yourself at all.
They did it. And also too is when my family came over here, they lost the language. And the reason why they lost the language is because like my grandma got beat in school, and they would look down upon you if you had a thick accent. Like, especially if you wanted to work in corporate America, like you couldn't have a thick accent. You couldn't speak the language. Like, if they heard you speaking Italian in the workplace, it was, you probably get fired.
And I think that's what it is too. It's like there's two different things going on. I'm currently watching Gilded Age, and there's rich white people, right? And their servants are European immigrants, German, you got Irish or whatever, and During this time, there was a lot of job competition between European immigrants and Black Americans and stuff like that. So when it comes down to what you're specifically talking about, you're talking about like the Anglicizing of European immigrants, meaning they had to get away from their European roots and stuff like that to be able to assimilate into white American culture. Now, when it came to that, I think that's different than what is happening today. You wanting more, because I lived in Philadelphia for a long time, so the murmurs and their parades and stuff like that. And you can go all throughout Philadelphia, especially South Philly, and still have all of the Polish and all of the Italians, and you still see all of that culture vibrant till this day in 2025. So again, if we're talking about like the Anglo white American assimilation thing, that's one thing. And I think that's also, has its own little faults and stuff
I
like that.
know the problem. White people got the same problem as black people.
Make it up.
Now, Doe knows about this. What do the Moors complain about when it comes to black people? They hate the fact that we call ourselves
Good. Cook. Good.
black.
Right.
That's what the Moors complain about. And white people have the same issue. You call yourselves white. There was a psyop that entered our minds at some point that said, destroy your lineage. We're going to cut the umbilical cord to where you come from. So we're going to cut you off, whether you're native, whether you come from Jamaica, whether you come from Europe or Africa. We're going to cut that in order to make you American. And in order to make you American, we have to destroy your memory and call you white. You got some white people out here, you be like, yo, where you from? They be like, what do you mean? I'm white. No, where your grandparents from? Oh, I can't remember. Some of them will be like, hey, Ireland, Scotland, England, German. Some people remember. But the problem is because white people, quote unquote white people, what they do is they say, I'm not allowed to be pro-white.
Right.
And I say, you shouldn't be pro-white. That's a psyop, stupid. You need to find out where your family from. Is you pro-Italian? Because you could never be faulted for being pro-Italian. You could never be faulted for being pro-German, but you can be faulted for being pro-white because white is a psyop and already has a story attached to it and a reputation attached to it. So that's your first fault, is falling into something that's not an ethnicity. White is not an ethnicity. Black is not an ethnicity. It is designed to create amnesia of your ancestry, and that's why white people get in trouble.
Well,
Hotep,
I definitely see that, right? So this is something that's been going on the timeline for some years now, as far as what they would call the diaspora war and all this other stuff, right? So when it comes down to lineage, specifically Black American, because that's what I mainly focus on. There is a connection to this soil that has gone overlooked, and people, automatically wanting to overlook that connection, the hundreds of years that we've been here and all of that. And I get that in many, many, many cases, the lineages will go back to Africa. That is a fact.
Or other places.
Other places. Caribbean.
But Africa is so big, and there's so many smaller places within it.
Yeah, of course. In our case, it'll be mostly West Africa, your Ghanas and stuff like that. But
Liberia.
But isn't each one of those places have their own different culture though?
Yes.
As a matter of fact,
they have subcultures within those cultures.
Absolutely. Like we're talking,
and that's important. Like that's very important for you to know or to try to figure out maybe where you came from, because it also explains personalities and sense of humor, or maybe different things, and then it helps you kind of figure those out. So you're like, okay, well I might not fit in here, but I'm going to fit in over here, and that's how you're able to feel accepted and feel good about yourself.
When it comes down to like documentation and stuff like that, you'll have a lot better luck in your Asian ancestry, your Europeans and stuff like that, just because of the way documentation was. However, you'll be hard pressed to find that same type of lineage or going back. Like you can, as far as Black Americans concerned, like the average Black American family, from the South, maybe migrated during the Great Migration or whatever, you can actually trace those people's families back all the way to the early times of this country being, well, even before this country being founded. And when you're having these same type of lineages in other continents or on other continents and stuff like that, it's I think it's a little bit more difficult. I don't know how easy it is for a modern day Nigerian who lives in Nigeria to trace their family back, 400 years. I'm not saying that it's impossible,
right?
But when we talk about the documentation of Black American lineages, we have that here. And so there's going to be, as far as people who are not directly coming from, Africa or the Caribbean, like HJ, I know your people are Jamaican, right? So you're going to be able to have a little bit more documentation as it pertains to Jamaica. As far as my family goes, we've been here for hundreds of years. So the further and further I go back, of course, it's going to be still American. So I don't begrudge the American identity at all. I'm a proud American. I'm a proud Black American. But I'm not against going, if I can go back, go further back. Like if it does, 700 years, 800 years, it starts in Africa or it's in, wherever it is, I'm with it. It's just that I'm going to go with the document, especially as a historian, I'm going to go with what I can actually document and I can actually, corroborate and reference.
Yeah. Well, I like what Wendy does, right? She comes out, she says, hey, I'm Italian, right? Like, I'm half Jew. Like, that's what you're supposed to do. Like, know who you are. Wendy knows who she is. I mean, look at that hair. That is definitely Italian hair. Look at that hair. That hair.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, when you say that, it's almost like
that is Italian hair. Look at that drip. Is that all yours? Are there any clip-ins in there?
No, I don't have. This is all my hair. This is all natural. You can see the kink, I guess the kink or whatever, the little there, but it's all my hair.
That's amazing. That's amazing. If you get it wet, what happens? Does it poof out?
After it dries, yeah.
Does it smell like dog?
No.
Okay. All right. Because
your people's from Sicily?
Yeah, from Catania.
So that's like southern Italy.
It's south of Italy. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I remember as a kid, I remember seeing just how close Europe and Africa was. And particularly like Spain and Italy.
We're mixed with all kind of people.
Yeah, for sure. And but I was saying, as far as like when you say where you come from and stuff like that, like so how far, what year, as far as you guys' lineages, as an Italian Jewish person, and
she go back to Ellis Island, right?
Yeah, so my family came to Ellis Island on both sides about 2 to 3 years before the Great Depression. I have all the documents, all the paperwork, but I don't know where it is right now. But like 2 to 3 years. So what was that? 1921 was the Depression? Hotep?
No, the Depression started in
1927
to 36.
Or 27?
Okay, so the in the 20s they came.
All right, so. Okay, so I can trace my family back to pretty much like the early 19th century here in America. So that's what I'm saying.
Too.
Like that's exactly. So when it comes down to your lineages, can you trace your Italian family back? That's what I'm saying. Like how far back?
Yes,
we can
that
trace
is definitely
it to
Ellis Island. Yeah.
Yeah, we have
we saying Ellis Island.
Well, no, because it's true. Because my mom took us. When I remember when I was turning 18, she took us to New York to go to see the family, to see everything. And we went to Ellis Island, and she was able to pull up my grandma's and a couple other family members' names.
That's 1892. 1892 is Ellis Island.
That's how far. I would like a rough estimate, like a date. So 1892 is for you, HJ.
Me?
Yeah, as far as I'm just saying, like the earliest date in your.
No, I should go back so my grandma was born in 1913 here.
Okay.
So
Woodrow Wilson.
Yeah. So our lineage is like 5 generations. Like we have a family reunion every year. We go back like 5 generations. So we're talking about like 1700s. I'm able to track back our shit.
In America or Jamaica?
In America.
Okay.
On my mother's side. So we are like, we can go back.
So that's okay. That's good. So that's what I mean. I just want to know the earliest dates as far as y'all's lineage.
I'm gonna say probably like 1820s. I think we got documented.
That's about mine. Mine is about 1820s, 1830s.
Yeah,
American. So that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So that's the reason why I'm like, okay, when we're
free
talking
niggas too. Free niggas.
Yes, on my mother's side.
Sharecroppers. But my grandmother's mother was a slave.
So on my father's side, my father's mother and her mother, because I knew both of them, they're Gullah Geechee, South Carolina Gullah
Okay.
Geechee. And so the history of the Gullah Geechee people, they start in West Africa. I don't have that. I don't my family,
Right.
as far as my last name, I don't know the West African part, but I do know early 19th century, early 1800s, South Carolina, it's one of these are the people that brought rice to America, right? So
Nah, Chinese people brought rice to America.
no, they did not. The Gullah Geechee brought rice to
I
America in
thought,
South Carolina.
nah, they brought rice and General Cho's chicken, man. What you
General Cho's. Yeah, you know what's so funny? There was like this little anecdote or whatever. They was talking about how Colonel Sanders never was in the army, but he's known for
That
his
is true.
chicken. And
There, there
General
is
Tao is
You-
actually a real general, and he never even knew about the chicken that was named after him.
Wow.
There's a
Wendy, you're
guy
related.
on-
You're related to Colonel Sanders, right?
no, we're not that white.
Oh, okay.
But there's a guy on TikTok from the Colonel Sanders family. And
Yeah.
KFC blocked him because he's sharing all the family secrets.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they hate him, son. Like they hate
Really?
him. Like he's
Why?
because he's been basically, I think they tried to blackball him out of the inheritance or something like that. Like they basically are trying to disown him. Like he's not really a part
See,
of the
there's no
lineage.
accountability. He shouldn't be out there airing his family business either. That is not appropriate.
That
Well,
is
I don't
true.
know I don't know. It's like a chicken or egg thing when it comes to that stuff. No pun intended. But like when it comes to that, I don't know if he started it or if they started it, but they are definitely trying to disassociate themselves from him, and he's trying to like expose them for what they're doing. So yeah.
Wendy, why did you? We was talking about white people shooting up schools. Why did you bring you? Why did you
You
talk
said
about
the
this?
destruction of white culture. So yeah, I wanted to
Yeah.
say how that ties
Yeah, why?
in.
So why'd you bring all this up in regards to the trans shooter, the trans?
Because he was a white kid, right?
Yeah.
White boy, white
Yeah.
man, white. I'm
White
not gonna call him
girl.
a kid. No.
So you're not gonna respect his pronouns?
No. Why would I respect his pronouns? He doesn't deserve. This is the thing. If you harm children, you don't deserve any type of respect. And another problem we have in
Okay.
America is we need more of an eye for an eye. When I'm talking about an eye for an eye, I'm like, you hurt kids, there needs to be harsher punishments for these types of things to deter people. But really, what's happening? This weirdo hasn't meant, and again, I'm not going to say anything nice. I'm not going to be polite about it at all because children were harmed. All these kids that are at this school, they're absolutely traumatized. It's terrible. It's disgusting. But there's no accountability in his household. He doesn't know where he came from. He's got all this mental illness, and this is another thing too. When you detach from your family, yeah, there's cases of mental illness. We have color. We all have colorful family members. But when you detach from your family and you're not like, oh, your aunt was crazy, or this is what happened with this person, blah blah blah. You don't learn about your roots. So maybe he had somebody else in his family that had mental illness, and maybe knowing this would have knocked this crap out of his head. Which again, I've got no issue with people who are trans and they make the full transition, etc. That's their business. I'm not whatever. But the issue is these people, they have severe mental illness and then they go commit acts like this because they hate themselves because they don't know what to do. They don't have a strong support system at home, and a lot of that is they don't have their culture. Their parents are there's no accountability because their parents weren't taught accountability. So it's just this disgusting, vicious cycle that keeps going and going and going. And you see that a lot with white men. For some reason, I don't know why.
Yeah.
Damn.
Because especially I would say like in the past decade and whatnot, especially with the rising of like Black Lives Matter and stuff like that, it definitely didn't help race relations. I can tell you that. Unless you were a white liberal who was going to, again, what Wendy is saying, to basically have like self-hate. That's like the worst white person to me is a white person who hates white people. Those are the worst white people to me.
I'm gonna call them out on their stuff though.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. No, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying not holding your people accountable because I do that. And people call me a coon because I do it. But when it comes down to people who are like these white liberals who are, the ones you'll see like kissing the feet of black people and allowing them to whip them and shit like that. Like those white people, they have
That's
kids.
kinky. That's kinky.
but they exist. And I remember just when like Black Lives Matter was, especially like during like the 2015 2016 era, like you had a bunch of white people who wanted to like just be a little bit, just they overdid it when it came down to what they would consider solidarity, white liberals specifically. And I saw how much clout that got you. Just like on the black side, you got clout for being a victim. If you were able to eloquently talk about how much of a professional victim you were as a black person, how scared you were, how honestly as a black man, as how cowardice you were, you got clicks, you got clout, you got
Isn't that
money.
so sad though? Like it's demasculating. Like why would you sit up here and talk about how you're scared of this or that? Like I can understand how you're talking about, hey, this horrible thing happened to me. This sucks, and this is what I'm going to do to fix it, or I'm going to use this as motivation to do the X, Y, and Z and turn it into something positive. But I think victimhood, regardless of race or color or whatever, it's just stupid. It's a waste of time.
Unless you
Yeah,
can get
so
free Starbucks.
yo, so that
Why
was
so you can get a big fat ass with a bunch of cellulite on it and flabby arms? No, thank you.
that was when my brother was the GOAT. That was when my brother was like, he was deep in his troll bag. He's gotten, I don't know who he is now. I ain't gonna lie. I love him still. That's
I don't
my
know
brother,
who
but
I am
remember,
either. I don't know. It evolves day
yo,
by day.
You've grifted too close to the sun. That's it. You've grifted way too close to the sun, bro. You're whatever the day brings now.
That's
bro.
fact.
Like,
That's
I fuck
exactly
with it,
it.
but like, yo, that's your bag. I remember, yo, that was a great day. But you know what? That's a perfect example. That's a perfect example of what I'm talking about. That white girl legitimately thought that because of the climate, black people was going to drink free Starbucks because of that, and that would come from that self-loathing white people. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about. So in the same way that the victim mentality, as far as black Americans and stuff like that, were to come, especially black men, they wanted black men to really purport that stuff. Because I saw a bunch of black women being purported as being the strong ones and the front lines and all this other stuff, but black men got clout for being cowards. I saw that, and the same thing with white men. White men got clout for being like, oh my God, racism is the worst thing that ever happened, and that, like, being self-loathing white men what was a clout. You can get clout from that, and so
Yeah.
you're going to gravitate towards what the social currency pays. And so again, when you see a bunch of people that you may look up to, a bunch of white men that you may think is cool or whatever it is, start being self-loathing white men, you're going to start seeing a lot of that stuff in white homes, and
Well,
that's the reason why.
sometimes Wendy acts like a victim. She low key, she starts turning into a feminist on the timeline when you start talking about
Nasty.
women, and she's
Nasty.
low key she's a crypto
So-
feminist.
No, so this is the thing.
Crypto-feminist.
Well, this first and foremost, I another problem is with the breaking up of white culture and like making it shameful is that we stopped idolizing, or we stopped celebrating local heroes. We stopped celebrating heroes within our dads or our uncles or our cousins, or they came home from the war and they were a hero. They did X, Y, and Z, or they got a promotion at their job, or they went and they helped an old lady cross the street, different stuff like that. But we stopped idolizing local. It's okay to look at a celebrity and be like, okay, this is cool. This is what I want to do, and take what you want, leave the rest. But we stopped idolizing people that are close to us that we knew personally. And that caused
That's
a
a
lot of problems
bar. Oh my God. We got more super chats. Keep sending the super chats. If you just tuned in and you don't see Uncle Hotep on the screen, he went to China. He has a meeting with Xi Jinping. He'll be back next week. I think he's getting briefed. He's getting briefed with the CCP. We all knew he was an agent with the CCP, so he'll be back next week. Shout out to the Continental. Rudy says, when HJ, you are blasphemous trying my hip hop taste with ICP. Tying my hip hop taste with I demand an apology. You, sir, like Eminem. I do not like Eminem, and I apologize for the
Come
ICP.
clean. Nah, come clean. You like Marshall, nigga. Go ahead. Keep it 100.
First two albums was
I ain't
fire.
gonna lie to you. I got a few memorized Eminem verses as a kid. I ain't gonna lie. Like, Criminal was my shit. I ain't gonna
I jumped off the bandwagon at Eminem show.
I ain't gonna lie. I stopped listening to Eminem when I was like maybe in like middle school, high school. Around
Okay.
then, after that, when he started when he just became like just word salad for real. Like he was just trying to be the most technical rapper in the world and shit like that. I was like, yeah, you're losing the plot, bro. Like, this is not what we don't give a fuck about that shit.
Wendy, you like Eminem, don't you?
I gotta agree with both of you guys. His early albums were good because it had heart in it. He was actually a creative then, but after that, like, I don't know. A lot of the celebrities and a lot of the one of the problems with music is it just doesn't come from the heart anymore. AI is destroying that.
You know, it's hard for artists because those, first of all, like you make your first 2 albums while you're broke, okay? And the label's like, you're going to owe us 2 albums. So the problem is when you're on the PJs and, you know, you got the money, it's kind of hard to like.
As the industry's different now, you can build a social media following and push your music out. You don't need the record labels. The way the record labels work now is the record labels will come to you after you have a large social media following. They allow you to keep more things, and you have more leverage against the record label. It's completely different now.
And that's why I think like when it comes down to like just the difference between like the mainstream and the underground, 90% of the music that I listen to comes from the underground. So these guys, they still get the bulk of their money from shows. They get the bulk of their money from the cult following that they have, not from, you know, Grammy nods or this major, you know, Universal or Sony. They're not getting money from them. They're just getting money from direct to consumer and stuff like that. So yeah, the music that I listen to hasn't lost its heart, hasn't lost its soul, because I don't really listen to mainstream artists like that at all, really.
Joey Badass tomorrow.
Okay.
Midnight
tomorrow.
Joey Badass.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. My man Spitter, he's dropping 8:30 tomorrow. Yep.
Spitter?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, we're going to have to get out of listen to. We're going to get out of spin. We're going to get out of spin. Shout out to Coco Golf. The Black Queens are kicking ass at the U.S. Open. Let's go.
Yeah, I saw a little clip of this the black woman having to talk to the other woman, had to let her know you need to learn how to lose.
Yeah. What's her name? Rhinoceros Ostapenko? Yeah.
Ostapenko,
Yeah. She was a little bull-headed there.
Is that that's tennis, right?
Yeah.
Tennis.
Yeah. I like women's tennis. My mom loved tennis growing up, so we used to watch it a lot.
Yeah, I hate tennis.
Why?
That shit boring as hell.
My granny, I used to watch tennis with my granny.
Andre Agassi.
Andre Agassi was the truth.
Yo, Aisha, let me ask you a question. Do you have like white people's names in your head, but you don't really know what they look like?
Yes.
I thought I was the only one.
And
like,
vice versa. Like I got faces in my head, but no names. So you'll say a name, I'll be like, who that? Then I see the name, I'll be like, that's Shorty from Ozark. That's my bitch. Ruth. Yeah.
Yo, it's so crazy. I thought I was like the only one who was like, you just have like and that name that when he just said, that was a name that I knew, but I didn't have a frame of reference at all.
I
just know that name.
I always get Robert De Niro and Al Pacino mixed up. I have to like think of Scarface to like delineate. But I always get those two mixed up, and then some others as well. Yeah,
for sure.
We did a top tier white women on my channel, like top best looking white women on my channel, and white women got some exquisite ones. You know who was on that list?
Who? You
got to guess.
Audrey Hepburn.
Wow, I never thought about that. Ain't she black though?
No, she was from some European country, but she was gorgeous, and she was the epitome of like a classy woman.
No, she's not. She got a thick too. She got a nice ass.
Not Audrey Hepburn. That's maybe Audrey Hepburn was super skinny. Maybe Sophia Loren. She was from Italy. She was Italian.
Isn't this like what Breakfast at Tiffany's?
Yeah,
for sure.
She was a prostitute in that movie.
She was a hoe.
Really? That was like Pretty Woman or something?
Yeah, but she was more
more classy.
Yeah.
All right, guess again. Next guess. She was in the news recently for the size of her
I know
boobs.
You didn't say Jamie Lee Curtis, bro.
Jamie Lee!
I know you didn't do that, bro.
I don't think she's attractive. Like, she's cute, but she's not like, no.
Like, I'm not gonna lie, and it's no disrespect to Wendy or whatever, but I really don't rank white women. It's not like they're not pretty or whatever. I just never really had eyes for white women.
You can't name the prettiest white woman on the earth?
Who?
You can't name the prettiest white woman on the earth?
No.
I know who it is.
Who?
Lotto.
Yo, son, that's crazy, son. That is crazy. That was, I mean, her mama white, right? Yeah, her mama white.
What about Mariah Carey? Because she's mixed.
Mariah is not white.
Was she white or she
How
black?
is she
though?
not white?
Mariah Carey is a black woman. Next question.
We having a live race draft right
No,
now.
but I feel
Like-
like Mariah she's very white passing. Like very,
She is
Daddy
white
black, you
passing.
black.
She's
Daddy
white
black,
passing.
you black.
she's white passing though.
She's white
Yeah,
passing.
yeah, for sure. So was Dorothy Dandridge, black. So was who was there was a lot
But you
of white
is what your
passing.
mama is.
Nah, your daddy black. If your daddy black, you black.
That's
Go ahead.
no, you is what your mama is. It follows your mitochondria DNA that goes back to the motherland. Don't make me call Shaka on three-way.
Yeah, I know. It's gonna get Inky and Shaka and like, oh, listen, yo, do you remember when Shaka did that to me on the live, son?
Oh, on the private meeting?
Oh yeah,
That
son,
nigga
I
was
had said
roasted.
Yo, I said them some disparaging things about Harriet Tubman, and he was like, "Yo, I know where you got that from, brother. And you, don't you ever disrespect the ancestors like that again."
Nigga, I called Shaka today, and he opened as soon as he picked up the phone call, he just started cursing me out. I was like,
Yeah, that's what he do. He was like, "Yo, listen, Doe, I love what you do. I appreciate what you do. You know, he got that like that super assertive voice and shit. Like, "Nigga, I love what you do. But yo, I'm not gonna have you talk about the ancestors like that. Don't follow that clown. You know, clowns love to be able to say salacious things and be able to get
Because
clicks."
I think he had a problem with Dane Calloway.
Dane
That's-
Calloway.
Yeah.
Dane Calloway said that Harriet Tubman didn't exist.
Yeah, and he
And
chewed
he
that
had
nigga
this
up for
whole
that.
theory, and my dumbass at the time, just loving the, you know me, I love lesser known history and shit like that. I'm like, yeah, you niggas don't even know that Harriet Tubman is not fucking real.
Wendy, you know who Harriet Tubman is?
Yeah.
Who is she?
Didn't she help people escape through tunnels?
All right, we're not gonna do this. 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 I ain't gonna get yelled at by Shaka Amos and then let it happen again. So nah, I'm about to be Shaka Amos. Wendy, I like what you do, sister, but you need to respect the ancestors, like for sure. Like Harriet Tubman was an integral piece of the Underground Railroad.
Yes.
She actually did. She had this super dope thing that she did where she was on a boat with a bunch of Union soldiers, and she led a raid because she spoke to the slaves and stuff like that, and they knew the lay of the land, and they was able to get the drop on so many different plantations and be able to raid them and burn them down. It was based upon her navigating skills and stuff like
Good.
that. It's super dope, and one of the things that's how you were able to. That's how a lot of black men became part of the Union. Is because of once you sacked a plantation, you can literally gain your freedom by becoming a Union soldier.
She was a spy.
Came and, burnt down your plantation.
Well, she helped people, so it doesn't matter if she was a spy or not.
She was. That's what I'm saying. This is the espionage that she was doing.
I mean, I just like to tell all the history. I let people judge things, but it does matter if she was a spy for the Union. It does, man. We have to tell all of the history, so we put it in
But if
context.
she's helping people, it doesn't matter. She's helping innocents.
Was she helping people though? That's the question.
Yeah. So all right. So
I don't think niggas should have been freed.
The whole reason why Dane Calloway even said what they said is because he said what he said is because of the book. The book was written by like the people who were pretty much in charge of her estate, and they were trying to get as much money as possible for like her pension, because like Civil War vets didn't get their pensions until like 30 years after the war was over, so it was super hard. And so even when it comes to the abolition of slavery, the reason why like you'll see a lot of like gruesome pictures of slavery and shit is the abolitionists were using these pictures and writing these books and to try to petition to the government to see how gruesome and bad slavery was. So that was one of the, like, Harriet Tubman's book was one of those things that they were using for her to be able to get more money from her husband's service in the Union.
Shout out to Connect 200. Black Americans have European ancestry too. That nigga reads way too much with that factoid.
Yeah, like, do we not know what the sexual dynamics of the plantation was? Like, I don't understand.
Yeah. But I think he's talking about like the Irish. I mean, like recently there's been like books going around about the black Scottish kings and stuff like that.
Yeah. I like to stay in America.
We was kangs. We was kangs.
As always, we was kangs.
Yeah. Yeah.
We was everything.
Continental Doe, why when certain races make fun of us, they always go to the we was kangs joke when in fact we were kangs?
Listen, man, because I don't know, it could be a little bit of insecurity, it could be a number of reasons or whatever, but Y'all have to know that despite that, me really flying the flag for Hotep, I really do focus on Black American history just because so much of it is just going untold. So I don't really be knowing about the wee wuzzery in other continents and stuff like that. I let Inky and Amos, Shaka and all of them, I let them do that.
Light Skin Keisha said, Wendy's thinking right now, why am I involved in this?
It's good. I'm learning. I always like to learn new things and to talk to people, different people.
The chat is absolutely loving you. They are absolutely loving you. I can't tell you how many times I've been asked to bring back our show. They're like, we gotta bring back Wendy. We back Wendy.
It's fun. It's just what happened is I get tired.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the kids, as they get older, Doe, do you have kids?
I do, but my kids are grown.
But okay, when they were younger, sports, extracurricular activities, all kinds of stuff. That's a lot. It's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, my daughter, she was into like a lot of things that had recitals. That was her, you know what I'm saying? So dance and the plays and stuff like that, for sure. My youngest, she was into karate. She did a little basketball. She was one of those people that wanted to dabble into everything. So she did karate, she did basketball. And right now she's into nails. She wants to be a nail tech. So
that's a good trade, honestly.
No,
it's a
not.
good female trade. Yes, it is.
That's what I'm learning.
It is, because you have to get your nails done no matter what. Okay, if you
that is true.
Yes.
Yeah, that is true.
And you can do house. There's all kinds of stuff you can do with it.
Glam says Wendy is funny. M4 said Wendy is fine. You got a lot of admirers here.
And I was going to let you know that there is a conflation there.
With what?
The woman is she's like 2 times funnier depending on how she looks. So like if she's ugly, you got to really be funny.
Yeah.
But if you are somewhat attractive or whatever, you could get off a whole bunch of corny jokes.
Already
have a bunch of dudes being like, "Oh my God, Wendy is hilarious." Not to say that Wendy hasn't maybe chuckled here and there. You feel me?
Wendy
I haven't even got started yet. We just met.
Yeah. Hey, she's
Wendy already brought tears to my eyes. It's already a classic. She already made this a classic episode. It's already a classic. This is.
I have a question though. It's one of our topics.
Wait. What's the question? Because we're going to the next topic. What's the question?
Well, fine. No, I don't have go to the next topic.
Check your DMs. Everybody check your DMs.
Oh my God.
Tell me when you see it. I
seen it. I responded.
You did? Yeah. Wendy, do you see it? Okay, so Unc reminds Black Twitter he is a real nigga.
Yeah.
Unc hit the timeline with an old school pic to remind everybody he was outside during the golden age, flat top and all. Some said he looked like he'd been pogging all his life. I said he looked like Rampage Jackson's son, but we all had to respect he looked like a nigga.
Yeah. Uncle's my OG. I love him to death. But this is definitely the blackest I've ever seen him, for sure. Like
that's when life was good in America. That was, like Hotep said, is a golden age of America.
Mm-hmm.
Uncle Hotep actually looked like a black person. This is crazy. Chad, have you ever seen this before?
Why doesn't he look black now?
Well, it has a lot to do with the hair. Okay,
it does, and of course, like when
because he's got the high top, right? He's got the high top. He's got the look. Like his eyes just say, "I'm ready to deal some drugs or carjack somebody."
Very 80s. Now, I will say, there's just a little bit of caucasity in the suit with the high top.
Yeah.
We're not seeing.
It's a school picture, but it's definitely a little caucastic.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
It's a little caucastic.
Like, I would have appreciated maybe one of the funky 80s color, you know what I'm saying? I would have, an earring maybe if I would, you know what I mean?
Yeah. But nowadays he's got the shortcut, but he doesn't brush his hair, and that gives him a very
No. You're skipping. He gets his hair cut at fucking Supercuts.
No, Walmart.
Which is Supercuts. The barbershop inside Walmart is Supercuts.
No, he goes to a Puerto Rican in there. Is it Supercuts though?
Yeah,
but if it's Puerto Rican, that makes it okay.
No, it doesn't actually.
It doesn't.
No,
You can't.
no self-respecting black man should be getting his hair cut inside of a Supercuts inside of a Walmart.
That's fact. That's a
blasphemy.
violation. I don't care who's in there. Yeah, you.
Okay.
Like I
Fair-
actually
fair
pulled
enough.
Unc to the side at Hotep Con. Like, yo, you have to find a black barbershop, bro. Like you have to. At the very least, find a Dominican. Something.
Dominicans,
like, you have to stop.
Dominicans chop me up.
See, that's the problem. See, I grew up in so many different places. New York first, and then New England. I was living in Providence, and the Dominicans will cut my hair for a while. And I was going back and forth between black and Dominican barbers, and they're real good with the straight razor, as we know. In the
Yeah.
street and in the barbershop.
Yeah.
So I've always appreciated the straight razor cuts. I still get that to this very day. So
My
my
issue-
barber is black now, but yeah.
My issue with the black barber is I don't got time, yo. I really don't got time. Like when I walk in, I want to walk out. You go in the black barbershop, like he throwing a thing on me, then he's going outside to have a Newport, then he's coming back in, then he's cutting the clippers off and having a side conversation. He got to talk about the game, then he got to talk about the other game, then he got to talk about politics. Like, dog.
Well, that's the experience, HJ. That's the experience.
I'm not
What you
there
just
for the
described-
experience. I'm
That-
not.
you know what,
I'm,
that
I'm
is
there
an
for
old
a
school
haircut.
That's
That's
the
an old
black
school
barbershop
barbershop, though.
experience, bro.
It is.
I have a problem with these new age barbers, which they got the fucking ring light. They're content creators on, you know what I'm saying? And now I'm a client on IG and shit like that. And now the haircuts is $50, $60, $100 because this motherfucker has a following and he wants to be able to get his followers up and shit like that. Don't cut my fucking hair with a ring light, bro. Don't do that. So it's like, yeah, these newfangled fucking barbers here, give me a nigga that's like 35 or older who actually is cool with the experience. Like, we're gonna have the conversation. Somebody is arguing from across the barbershop, so you got to cut his clippers off to get his shit off. You feel me? Like, I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
But when you want to turn me into content, bro, that's when we have a problem. We have a problem. Fuck your IG page, bro.
Keisha said niggas will have you there for 5 hours. You know what I'm saying, Keisha? 5 hours. Like, yo, I gotta get back to the bag. Yo, I'd love to keep this. Wendy, what is the craziest haircut you ever had?
When I was in
You had
second or third grade-
dreadlocks?
No.
Oh, okay.
Why would I have dreadlocks?
I don't know. I'm just asking.
White girls and getting dreads. We've seen that before.
I don't
That's
like that. I
crazy.
think it's weird. Like I get like that girls need to have, like white girls whatever need to have braids because we were big, did lots of braids in the family. When I say lots of braids, like the French braid or the pigtails, because your hair gets messed up and it's a great protective style. Like my daughter, she can. What?
I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, ask.
No, I was trying to figure out. There was a white girl back in the day. I want to say mid 90s to maybe early 2000s, and she had blonde braids. Was that Carmen Electra who had the? Let me look it up.
I don't know.
No,
Carmen
that's- no,
Electra's
that-
hot though, so I mean, I don't think it was Carmen Electra.
Yeah.
But the craziest thing I did to my hair was probably in second or third grade. I just cut it really short. But my mom is, even though she's Italian, she doesn't
she got a fat ass too.
She does have fat ass. It's even bigger now.
Let's go.
When we went to New Orleans, because my mom used to live there in the early 70s, so I took her back there. But when we went to New Orleans, a lot of the men had stopped her and wanted to talk to her. But anyways,
Shout out to Mama.
yeah, she got a fat ass.
And that badunkadunk. We
Yeah.
here for it.
But she got a
Don't
tiny
do
waist and big
crazy.
butt. But I just cut my hair short. But my mom didn't know how to style it. We didn't know how to do curly hair, so it just poofed up, and then I grew it back long again.
It just poofed up.
Yeah, because you can't brush curly. Like, you can brush curly hair when it's wet, but you have to put like creams and oils and gels in it. You can't
Yeah.
just brush it when
So you've just been a long hair girl ever since.
Long hair is beautiful on women. There's very few women who look good in short hair.
That's true. Any
It
crazy
doesn't matter.
colors?
It doesn't matter if it's black or white or Latino, whatever it is. It doesn't matter.
Has it
There's
ever-
very few women.
Has it ever been blue?
Yeah.
You've had blue hair
You
before.
was a blue hair feminist. I knew it.
No. No,
Uh-oh.
I've had all different. This is the thing. The white people have destroyed a beautiful segment of white culture, and that is the punk rock culture that came from the very, very oppressed in England, because they were treated like absolute trash. So they got a lot of influence from like blues and what type of stuff, because who didn't? That's the foundation of like almost all music. But what happened is like that was created for oppressed white people, and then time goes on, and then all the weird white people, the freaks that were just the crazy liberals, they entered into goth, into punk culture, and they turned it into some liberal BS, which in all reality, a lot of the old school goth and rock and punk, they're all conservative.
They were all radical conservatives, yeah.
Not radical. They were not radical conservatives, but they were just like, we're anti-establishment, and Trump is very anti-establishment. They hate. No one will say that, but they just wanted a better quality of life. They just wanted they wanted a better quality of life, and that's what they did.
Yo, that's crazy.
But they ruined the septum. They ruined the septum.
They
ruined the colored hair. They ruined that entire movement. And also too, they're like, oh, we're so inclusive. No, they're not. The punk rock community is not inclusive. You used to have to get jumped in. You used to get beat up. They would pick on you. They would make fun of you.
She's not bullshit. She's not bullshit. I actually saw like a documentary on it. Like they were like hardline motherfuckers. Like they wasn't playing. Like that shit wasn't just like. The aggression that you heard and like the music and shit like that shit was in real life, bro. Like, it'll fuck you up. Like, I ain't gonna hold you, bro. Like, they weren't no hoes.
You got jumped in, Wendy?
No, but I was hanging out with these guys when I was younger, and they were mean to me, and the girls were mean to me, very, very mean. And they didn't like you. They would kick the shit out of you.
So how'd you get their respect? Did you fight one of them? Did you beat somebody up?
No, I just could drink and use as much as they could. So.
Use. Wait,
right, Wendy, you because
what does use mean?
I used to party a lot.
I don't talk to white women much.
Oh, okay, got you. Party. We know what that means. We know. You got that. Pablo Noriega. Okay, we got that. But what I want to come back to is you just described cultural appropriation. You're saying they culturally appropriated a culture for another culture, then blame people for cultural appropriation.
Yes, they did. I'm telling you, the liberals are insane. They are absolutely insane, and they've destroyed white culture. And this is why white people have so many problems. That's why all our boys are struggling, all kinds of stuff. They literally entered punk rock and they destroyed it.
Wow.
Because I know a lot of old school punk rockers, and they are not that in any way, shape, or form.
And how it intersects with like even with like black musicians and stuff like that. Because I know grunge is a little bit like an offshoot of punk and stuff like that.
Even the grunge guys, even the grunge, because they used to fight the grunge. You guys used to fight in Seattle, when it first started coming out.
Seattle, yeah.
They used to. It wasn't liberal then. That's the thing. It wasn't liberal. Like there was still like you still would get beat up if you were a nerd. You got beat up. Like you had to prove yourself that you were cool, and they were not inclusive to everybody. And if you didn't look like them and you wanted to come in, you had to really prove yourself.
Damn, Wendy was in a gang, y'all. Oh, shit, damn.
So I wanted to speak on that because, like I said, I don't talk to white women much. And the one thing that I've noticed, because like fight videos pop up on the timeline throughout the years and stuff like that. And one of the things that I've noticed when it came down to white girls specifically is that they smile when they get hit in the face. And I wanted to know, why do you think that is? Because
white people are crazy.
I've smiled too when someone's tried to pop me in the face, but I'm fast.
Why? But like, why? Like, what? Because over here, there's no smiling.
I just told you. Because white people crazy.
Yeah, because I've had, there was an incident. It was like I think I was still in high school. This girl that like in my face, and I'm just like I just remember giving my purse to one of my friends, and she did that, and I just smiled and.
And Wendy box too. Wendy box.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
shout out to Miss Nita and shout out to the Self-Care Lab. And this is another reason why I don't mess with liberals, because you have to be a certain type of demographic for them to support you.
What do you mean? Like what happened with Self Lab? What do you mean?
Well, you remember the boxing gym? So they have a facility, but all the city, and you would think in the state of California, we want to support. We want to support our people. We want to support our people. But unfortunately, they don't really want to support their people. And if you're not the right type of black, or you're not the right type of gay, or you're not the right type of color, then they don't care. And because they can't commit fraud with you.
Because they can't commit fraud with you. Bars.
I can
Look
see that.
into all the fire aid stuff that's happening. Look at all the nonprofits that are getting funding. All that stuff is real, and that's why we've had such a hard time getting getting a facility. I sat down with the city of Pomona, their people, and Nita and I, we tried to get a facility for her after they threw her and the kids out during COVID, and they wanted her to spend like $60,000 fixing up this big building. But they says, oh no, you fix this building up, well, but you can't move in for about 5-6 months because all the permits. And I says, okay, well, you guys are the city. Can you expedite these permits if we're putting the money down? No, we can't do that. But you're going to fix a building up, and once it gets approved, if we find a buyer for the building, then you guys have to go. And this is the city of Pomona, and the city of Pomona always bring the troubled kids there too. So I got a lot of bad things to say about the liberal people and the Democrats because they're supposed to be for the people, by the people, but they can't even help the people that they claim to care about so much, that demographic, and that's not okay.
Damn.
I ain't gonna front. I remember that was the first time that I was, when we was pushing Hotep in the very beginning about 10 years ago. And, my friends who were just left leaning just by default, because they don't even know why they're left leaning, but they're left leaning by default, unfortunately. And they had white friends and white followers and stuff like that. And because I was pushing more against the left and Democrats and all that stuff, especially with Black Lives Matter and all of that,
They don't claim you.
They would, like, those white liberals felt so emboldened to call me shit like an Uncle Tom and shit like that. It's not
their place to call you that, though. That's
right,
the thing.
but that's the thing. But because
that's crazy. That is crazy talk.
Yeah. Oh man, HJ, they used to do that shit all of the time. Like the white liberals used to be bold as hell and with the shit because they thought since it wasn't nigga, they wasn't calling me a nigga, that it was above board. And that's pretty much what it was.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why like a lot of white liberals was getting disrespectful. What? Like when it came down to, because it's like, how dare you? Because you know how many times I've been asked, as a black man, how could you? How dare you? And all of that. And it's a white woman, you know what I'm saying? And from Maine, trying to tell me what it means to be a black man in America. And that's what they used to do. The white liberals was insane back then. They were unhinged. They still are. But back then, yeah, they were in my mentions crazy, telling me how to be a black man.
Well, just so we're clear, I think that even like the woke red, the super far leaning red. Right. Whatever the hell they are, they're and that's why you say, oh, Wendy's a feminist, Wendy's a feminist. No, it's just because they say stupid ass shit, especially about women. They expect women to be the submissive, stay at home, no tattoos, all this, but they can't even provide for the women. Then they say that they're probably the 65% of men in America that have OnlyFans, that are subscribed, that have an OnlyFans membership.
65?
I think it's 65%. Somebody needs to fact check me. So first off, they shouldn't even be watching porn if they're this strong conservative man. They're the ones that please, and they can't even afford to keep one wife and a kid. They're all on government handouts, so please.
It says there's no definitive percentage.
Wendy going on. Oh my God.
But a survey said about 63% of OnlyFans subscribed are male. So yeah, I guess that's where it's at.
Doe, what's the craziest haircut you ever had?
Outside of a design,
yeah,
I got some crazy designs when I was a teenager, or whatever. But I could tell
I've definitely done the design thing.
Yeah, but when we went to DC, you remember? Me, you, and Carl, y'all picked me up from the crib.
Yeah.
We go to the casino at 4 a.m. so he can play poker at 5 a.m.
and he was up too.
We was up. So yeah. So
he gave it right back.
We get to DC, and I'm tired because I stayed up all night because I didn't want to go to sleep and not be able to wake up for y'all to get me. So I just stayed up all night and waited for y'all to come scoop. So boom, we get in the car, whatever. We get to DC. Remember, I was like, I need to get a haircut.
Oh yeah.
And I did not want to have my hair cut that low. So you remember the first barbershop we went to, it was $45 for the top, $45 for the beard, $90 haircut. I'm like, I'm not fucking paying $100 for a haircut. Like, the fuck out of here. So we went to the one in the hood, right? DC is the hood. Mm-hmm. So like we go to the one in the hood, and I'm so tired because I've been up all night that I fall asleep in the barber chair. And I wake up with a baldy, bro. I woke up with a fucking baldy. And I'm like, oh my fucking God, I'm about to go to the goddamn White House with a baldy, son. Now, luckily, it was clean. You feel me? I had the goatee. I didn't have the beard back then. I had the goatee. So I'm like, all right, the goatee is still looking good. But I had to. It took me like an hour or two and a couple spliffs to get over that shit. So
He was hot when he came out of that.
I was
bitch.
hot, bro. I woke up in the barber chair like, ain't no fucking way.
And me
I
and
wanted a
Carl
one
kept
and a
telling
half.
him like, yo, your shit look clean though.
He kept trying to compliment me, like he's trying to make me feel better. I'm like, nah, nigga.
This shit was clean though. This shit
It was
look-
clean.
It was
But I was
clean.
like, son, so that's gonna be the craziest one. And I think the second one would be when I was a kid. My uncle, he used to cut our hair in the bathroom, and he would have our points like right here, bro. Like our points would be right here. Like my points is all the way over here, bro. We 9, 10 years old. My uncle had our shits like mad close, bro. I was like, yo, son. I guess that was like the black version of the bowl cut, man.
Full
Yeah.
haircuts are so cute.
What?
They're
Nah,
cute. On little boys, they're cute.
The bowl cut? Oh man.
Yeah,
But
I
the
like
look-
mullet. I prefer little boys to have mullets. I'm trying to convince my sister to give my nephew.
Oh, I wish the white boys would stop with this mullet mustache combo that they're doing. They're bringing the
Yo.
mustache back.
You
I
got
don't
See,
know.
no.
stay out of white people's culture. Let them have the damn white
You
trash
right.
The mullet,
haircut, okay?
the mullet
Let them.
is the best haircut for white people.
Let them
All
have
right.
it.
That
Let
is
them have the Tom Selleck and the mullet, okay? We let us.
You
Okay,
got
all
listen, white people. I need more white people in mullets. White people look. I should say white men. The mullet fits white men. When white
It's
men
levels
don't
to the
get
mullet, though.
it is levels. I seen a little white boy. He got curly hair. He was growing his mullet out, and I dapped him. I was like, "Yo, don't let nobody tell you about that mullet. That mullet is white culture, nigga. You keep that shit." Okay.
That is white culture. You right. Y'all right. I was wrong. Yo, bro, do y'all? I don't know if y'all from the 90s. I know HJ's from the 90s. I don't know how old Wendy is. But do y'all remember the rat tail?
Yeah, don't bring those back.
No,
That-
the rat
well, unless
tail's
you're in
not-
San Bernardino, you can have that all day.
The
long.
rat tail's not a go. That's
Yo, my little cousin had the rat tail, bro. Him and his pops had that shit, son. Disgusting. Everything shaved, and you just got a braided fucking line of hair coming.
That's
out.
like weird. That's white trash. Like that's straight up white trash.
So that's white. See, I didn't even know. I
that
saw
is
it.
white trash.
on
Yeah.
That's white trash.
That's definitely white trash. Yeah.
Yeah, I've always been a temp fade type of dude, man. 1.5, round back. That's it.
Tanai said the mullet is a signal. A nigga with a mullet means business. That's facts.
Yeah.
You see a white boy with a mullet, and you be careful. You tread lightly. Wendy, you said you had a question for me earlier. What was that?
I forgot what it was.
Oh, come on, Wendy.
What was the craziest hairstyle you had?
The one I got now.
You've had that. You've had that for a long time.
I did a mohawk.
Did you?
Yeah,
You should post that to counter Uncle Hotep.
Wait, you had a mohawk?
I had.
That's cool.
I had
Yeah,
different. I did two different types of mohawk. I had the high mohawk, and then I had the real low mohawk, like the real one, like the one that was just like right here, like almost like you could like brush
What?
waves into it. Yeah, I had the
What
mohawk.
year was this?
2025, 2026. No.
What are
I'm
you
sorry,
talking about?
2005, 2006. I had the real high.
Post
I
it.
grew a really high.
Yeah, you gotta
mohawk.
put that up. I need to see this. I've only seen you with the short dreads when you was Hannibal. You know,
Yeah.
many transformations since I've met you.
Yeah, I had the Caesar. Somebody said I thought you had a Caesar. I had a Well, I always did a Caesar. Like I always did the 365. But when I got old enough, because my dad would never let me do anything other than a Caesar. He wouldn't let me grow my hair out because he's Jamaican, and that just was not gonna fly, you know. So when I got old enough and I moved out my parents' crib, I started experimenting with hairstyles. So I did the super high mohawk, and then I did the low mohawk, and then right after that, I started growing my dreads.
Yeah, I had braids from the age of like 12 to 14, and then I got my hair cut at 14. So that was it. So I had my hair came down like to right here,
Mhm.
but after that I just cut it, and I was rocking the low cut ever since. And then during that time, like I said, my barber, like he like was competing with the other barbers in the barbershop to have the best designs and shit like that. So I've always been a loyal customer to my barber. I've never cheated on my barbers and none of that stuff. So he was my barber, and so He used to do like all types of fly shit in my hair back in the day. That was cool. I remember that era. You know, I never. Yo, did you ever have two cuts in your eyebrows trying to wall out?
I wanted to.
I did it one time, bro, and I'll never do it again. I did it one time in like '03.
Yeah,
Yeah,
That's
I
coming
did.
back though.
it is.
Having cuts in your eyebrow?
Yeah,
The young kids are doing it.
I almost put them in my son's hair.
Come on, son.
I try to give
Some
him.
traditions can die. As a historian and a traditionalist, some traditions can die. I ain't gonna lie.
I went to go do it, and it was a failure. So I tried to give him a part, and then when I couldn't do the part, I was like, I'm not even gonna.
The best part in the world will always be the half moon part, period. That's gonna be the best. And I think right under that would be the Nike check part. But yeah, half moon will be the best part, especially in black barbershop history, the half moon. Shout out to Raekwon and Nas and yeah.
I found a picture from one of my mohawks. I'm about to share it on the screen in a second. I'm trying to find my high mohawk. What page?
I can't see it.
I'm gonna DM it to you. And you'll be able to see my low mohawk. You can kind of see it. I had a whatchamacallit, a hoodie on, but all my pictures were on MySpace. MySpace was popping in. MySpace deleted.
Okay, I see. Okay.
Can you see it?
Yeah.
Wow, look at my son. And what year was this?
That was 2000 and what year was that actually?
Like 09? 08?
Hold on, I gotta go back and look. This was, what year was that? Hold on, let me find the picture.
That looks like early 2000s.
That was 2010.
I knew it. And the reason why I knew is because, first of all, the filters, like the photography, like my man.
I did that.
Yeah, I know. It's fine.
Yeah,
But I remember, first of all, the SBs that you got on, the logo for the photography, the font that you're using. You see, I was accurate. 2009. Like I know this era because I was into graphic design. I was into photography. I was into like doing all of this type of stuff. I would have did the same effect on your photo back then, and that's how I knew. And yeah. I can see this. This is you got the Ed Hardy shirt. Yeah, this is 2000. I already Yep. I already know. I know my errors by just the things you got on.
I forgot about the Ed Hardy. I definitely got the Ed Hardys on.
Yeah, for sure.
Yo, the Ed Hardy was the truth.
Right when Ballin and Jim Jones with the skulls and all of that shit was popping. I remember that shit. Everybody wanted to be a biker and all that shit in the hood. I know I had a wallet chain or two.
Chat, there it is. There's the mohawk.
Mohawks are cool. They're multicultural.
Yeah, they transcend.
That was the mohawk. That was on, I think that was NJ Transit. Yeah, that's NJ Transit right there. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's the mohawk. Yeah,
the logo
right
with the wings on each side of it, that I already knew. Like everything about this photo lets me know that this was 2000 and that 2009 going into it was the blog era. This is my golden era as far. That's like, how people talk about how dope the 90s was as it pertains to hip hop. And obviously it is. It's a lot of classic music that was made. But because you guys, I know HJ was like a young adult and stuff like that. So you could move and shake in the 90s. From 90 to 99, I was 0 to 9 years old. So of course, for me, it's going to be the 2007s, 8, 9, because I'm a young adult and I get to move around. So all of the artists that I listen to today are the artists that I started listening to. Currency, on Wiz Khalifa, Dom Kennedy, like that whole blog era. That's where I'm going to the college parties. I'm going to their concerts. I'm like, I know there's people that's from the 90s who went to see Hove before he was like big Hove. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you just seen him in the tunnel. A lot of my older guys, they would tell me about going to the tunnel, going to all these old clubs in New York that don't even exist anymore to go see these dudes perform and stuff like that. So that's my era. 2009 to 2012, I was 19 to 22 years old. So that's when I was in the clubs and the concerts and stuff like that, and I got to meet these guys. So that's why it's so near and dear to my heart.
Yeah, those are the good old days. The good old days.
Clubbing used to be fun. You know how you fix that and you bring back dancing and clubbing and dating properly? You know how you fix that?
How?
You start opening clubs that no cell phones allowed. If you want to bring a cell phone in, you have to check it at a locker that's locked that you have the key for. But force people to talk to each other, force men to approach women, force women to figure out how to communicate in a respectful manner that sets boundaries, but dance, have fun, and drink.
There
Yeah,
we
because
go.
like, yo, I was talking to my homies and stuff like that, and they was telling me like it's customary now for when you walk up to a girl and chat her up that she'll give you her IG instead of giving you her number.
Yeah, that's weird.
I would take that as a rejection. There's absolutely no, I see what you look like right now. I don't need to go to your IG to see, like, what am I doing that for? What is your number?
But that to me, that's dumb. Is because all filtered pictures, anyways.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I was like, yo, I take that as a rejection. And I never got this new way of like getting people and stuff like that. I come from the era where you like you would get as many numbers as you could that night and bet your boys how many numbers. Like I come from the house party era of the early 2000s. I'm in house parties in 03, 04, getting wall dances and stuff like that. You coming out that bitch half sweaty for real, for real. Cause you know what I'm saying? Like we in the middle of the hood. Ain't nobody got AC in this motherfucker. We in this dancing. So it's like that's where I come from. I come from having little pieces of paper in my pocket and all of that, you know, having to turn around and she'll write her number on my back. So you know what I'm saying? I come from that. Numbers inside the palm. That's my era. You know?
Rampage Jackson's son goes out sad, says Nerd Nash. Shout out to Nerd Nash, nerddash.com. Thank you for the
Shout out
Black
to
Twitter
Nerd,
report.
man.
Saturday night, Rampage Jackson's son Raja beat the brakes off a wrestler after the wrestler hit him over the head with a can, thinking he was going to play along. Well, he didn't. Instead, he beat him almost lifeless. Jail under the jail. Is that what the white boy deserved? Thoughts?
Can I talk? Can I talk about it as somebody who that's a semi-trained boxer and grew up in a
Please.
martial arts household?
Please
It doesn't
do.
matter. I think that race should be kept out of it. I think as anybody that grows up in a martial arts household, you learn boundaries, you learn respect. You understand that there's a responsibility of training a martial art. You understand that you can hurt somebody, and the fact that he comes from that household and didn't know that he needs to do that, that's wrong. But there's got to be something cuckoo with him up here. Maybe there's something else we don't know. Maybe a girl was involved, who knows? But you like once you beat the crap out of someone, you have to stop.
Doe, where do you land on all of this?
I agree. I think that there has to be a level of discipline or whatnot. From what I heard, there was some lead up to it to where they had a little dispute or whatnot, and then they dapped up and said he understood what was going on. I think they threw a can at his head or something like that.
Yeah.
And
You don't do that either. The fact that other person did that, thought it was a good idea, that has a martial art background. But you don't beat the brakes off somebody like that till death, unless they hurt an innocent.
Well, he was
Yeah, 'cause-
hit earlier in the day. That gentleman that got his ass beat hit him over the head with a can. It was you know, and previously Raja had a concussion, so Raja felt like, you know, he was well within his rights to beat the shit out of him.
I mean, from what they talked about, they said that he punched him really bad. Obviously, we seen that, but he like punched his teeth out, and he had like teeth in his throat and stuff like that, blood and teeth all in his mouth or whatever. It was just a lack of restraint. And I think that, you know, that was the issue. Throwing a can is not, you know,
No.
good either, and being concussed or whatever. But I think, you know, when we're comparing apples to apples, like I would rather have a can thrown at my head than my teeth beat out of my mouth and choking on teeth and blood at the same time.
You stop though. You're supposed to stop at a certain point. Like after you know
Yeah.
you hurt somebody and you humiliated them, you stop.
Yeah.
Bring back respectful street fights.
Well,
Nah, I don't know if there's ever been that.
What? No, there definitely has been. And back in the day, it was 10 steps and turn and pull your gun out in America.
Yeah,
It
see,
was-
yes, that's the thing. Like
there
I come
was-
from like I said, I come from the mid 90s, early 2000s, like, and when it came down to street fights and stuff like that, yeah, there's going to be a level of like, all right, that's enough.
Right.
But while we are fighting, bro, like, yeah.
Ain't never enough, yeah. Somebody got to pull me off of you.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. So it's like while we in the middle
Well,
of it,
okay. That gets the second question for both of you. Where were the friends? Why didn't the friends insert themselves?
The ref took way too long to break that up, and the rest of them took way too long to hop in the ring. I agree with that. The ref was sitting there watching it. I don't know if he thought it was fake or not or what, but the ref took way
Is he
too
a real
long.
ref?
No, it was a WWE ref type thing.
It doesn't matter. You still,
It doesn't matter exactly.
You know when somebody's getting the living crap beat out of them. I've broken up enough fights between guys to know this.
Right. Yeah, and the dude was knocked out right from the body slam.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. From straight off the body slam, he got knocked out. So I was like, at that point.
So, what do you do here? Do you lock Raja up? Do you slap on the wrist? Do you think he should be in jail? Where
I would leave it up to the victim. If he wants to press charges and shit like that, let him. But if he's on some shit like, yo, shit got out of hand, but it's all good or whatever,
yeah,
then
then cool just let it slide.
Yeah, just let it slide. Because I ain't gonna lie, I've done some irreparable damage to people in fights before, and I didn't want to get arrested. I didn't want to go to jail.
Right.
And I mean, no, don't get me wrong. It wasn't something that somebody didn't deserve, but
Straw Dash said the wrestler who stopped it was furious at his colleagues. He thinks the organization set him up. Wow. Maybe his friends didn't like him and they wanted to see him get his ass beat. And they set Raja up to whoop his ass.
This still is. There's no. What's going on with these kids? There's no accountability. There's no self-respect. Like if you're sitting and watching that type of violence, where's your self-respect? And not taking action.
DJ Protocol said they told Raja to beat him until someone pulled him off. Wow. You're right though, Wendy. It's got to be some accountability. I agree. There needs to be some accountability. But he's a kid, and if they're telling him
how old is he? What is a kid? How old is he?
I don't know, like 19, 20?
He's not a kid. Once you turn 18, you're not a kid. You're a young adult.
Well, there you have it.
We need to stop calling these people.
He's
kids.
25. 25.
That's a grown ass man.
I was gonna say,
that's a grown ass man.
I didn't see he was 19. He didn't look 19 in the video. So
WWE cut ties with the org, and the wrestler said it's being treated as a cover-up. Damn. But I mean, it's kind of weird if they told him to do that and don't stop until we pull you off, which is what the chat's telling me. That's crazy.
But was it supposed to be like one of those fight, like, cause WWE, it's all about the drama and stuff, but they're trained wrestlers to where they, they know when enough is enough. It's scripted.
Right. Yeah. I don't know. It's a real sticky situation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's get big brain here. Wendy, I sent you a nice
noodles. Come on.
I sent you a nice little question earlier today. I asked you, what grade would you give Trump so far? And has he been good or bad for crypto?
So this is going to, I would give Trump an A+ for how he's dealt with crypto.
Because let me tell you where this question came from. Somebody came into my chat. I'm not going to name no names. They came in my chat earlier. Hotep Jesus Live on Kick, 2 p.m. Eastern, Monday through Friday. And they said somebody told them that Trump ruined crypto. And I was like, wait, what?
So yes, there are some people that think that, and some of the people, and I'm going to say this without being very nice. So really quickly to the audience members who don't know what crypto is, the way we operate in a true decentralized economy. Operating in a true decentralized economy is there's no barriers to entry. Anybody has the capability to enter. You can be black, you could be white, you can be green, whatever that is. Okay, it doesn't matter. Equal barriers or equal entry for everybody. Your success is determined by how hard you work and by how much effort you put in. If you spend a lot of time researching X, Y, and Z, and you're able to figure that system out and make money, whether it's that's kind of how it works.
Right.
Kind of how it works.
Right.
So the previous administration we had, if Harris would have won, it would have completely been banned in the United States of America. And the crazy liberals, they hate crypto, which is really weird because it is a system that allows anybody, regardless of their background, to participate at a level playing field. So a lot of people are pissed off about the meme coins that he's done, which I get it. It's not even his, it's his groups around him or people affiliated. So I get that. It's kind of ghetto. We don't like that. I've never done a meme coin and launched my own coin. But everything Trump has promised, he has kept every single promise. And that is the Bitcoin Strategic Reserve, which we're getting, the crypto guidelines, which we're getting, and there's a couple other things that we're getting as well. I forgot, but basically everything that he said we're getting. However, the biggest issue that I have with what's happening in crypto, we really didn't have a choice. It's either it was going to be banned or it was going to be brought in. The biggest issue I have with this is the Genius Act, because that's a stablecoin act. And instead of focusing on stable coins, they should have focused on the Clarity Act to kind of explain to people what they can and can't do. The good thing is they dropped all of the lawsuits, all the crypto lawsuits that did not involve fraud. And what people don't understand is that just because crypto is legal, crime is not legal. Fraud has always been illegal. It will always continue to be illegal. The people that are committing fraud, it's all on chain, it's all public. But the biggest issue is the Genius Act. However, you can't expect, what is Trump, like 80? How old is he?
102.
About that,
yeah. So you can't expect an old white man to really understand how much of this works to an extent. But what he did was he did a great job at delegating tasks to people who did to an extent. So we're seeing a lot of progress. I definitely give him an A+. I don't like the Genius Act because it's going to do is bring in CBDCs, but it is what it is. And unfortunately, a lot of people don't understand the art of compromise, especially when you're dealing with egotistical maniacs, public servants. You can't just walk in and start demanding. You have to compromise with them, and that's exactly what we're seeing. And a lot of people just are they're so used to getting everything their way and instant gratification, they don't appreciate the work that's been done. Because if Harris would have became president, we wouldn't have access to crypto. And
so A+ for Big Donnie T. Mm-hmm. Wow, that's a good grade, chat.
And if people want to get mad about what he's doing, then you can get up off of your behinds and you can go and you can do political stuff and you can demand for change. But that requires work. It requires work, and it requires getting up from behind the internet and actually doing something. So,
Doe, what grade do you give Trump as far as crypto is concerned this year? What grade do you give him?
Well, I'm not as well versed at all in this topic at all. I remember him speaking about that when he went to the libertarians. I want to say he was talking about Bitcoin, stuff like that. He was very bullish, so to speak, on it. And I don't really have too much of a staunch stance on it, but I will say that the meme coin, I was able to make money off the meme.
Good for you.
I didn't get rugged like everybody else did. I got in and out of that thing. You feel me? But yeah, so I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I know what you guys are talking about when it comes to this stuff. I just know I just DCA Bitcoin and that's just what I do.
That is the perfect thing. You're doing the right thing.
So Trump ain't affecting your life, though?
Not negatively. I do have my gripes.
What gripes you got with Trump?
Well, he said no income tax. That's what I knew. That was a far reach and far fetched, proposal, but it sounded good,
Yeah.
So there was some other things like
how do you feel about?
I don't like him on the guns. I don't really like this DC shit that he's doing.
Yeah, what's up with that? Yeah, he cleaning up DC. He's sending the troops around. He said Detroit's next. I think he said, what did he say? Chicago's next or Detroit next?
So I talked to the libertarian homies. I talked to Jeff. I talked to Maj about it. And I'm like, so how do you guys, even look at this type of shit? And he was like, yo, it's obviously overreaching of the government. And so I was like, yo, what is the solution then? If it's not, the feds coming in or a bunch of increasing of policing and shit like that, like what is the actual solution? He was like, yo, actually have the police go after the murderers and not the people that look like the murderers, like the people who are actually harming people, the people like the murderers, the kidnappers, the traffickers, all of these people, you need to attack them. But a random 18-year-old standing on the corner smoking a blunt with a gun on his hip, he's not committing any crime. And so at that point, you're just like the young man, he was on the White House page where he got arrested with having a firearm without a license and stuff like that. It's unconstitutional. There's no part of the Constitution that says you need a gun license to have a gun. It says you have the right to bear arms. So it's like when it comes down to the liberty side of it, I'm not really with it. Now, when it comes to certain things on the ground, having people react to particular things, I can see how it can help, so to speak, where it's like you were cracking down on crime and stuff like that. But
12 days without a murder.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So you're going to see certain things like that. And it's the same thing when it came, honestly, it's similar to the crime bill. You know, a lot of people talk about it negatively today, which is, you know, cool or whatever. But back when it was being proposed, everybody wanted the crime to go down in the 90s. This is, you know, the crack era, you know, violence is at all time high, gang violence, all this other stuff. So people did want an end to the violence, to the drugs and all this other stuff that was happening in the neighborhoods, especially the inner cities. But it again, when you have now you policing, but then now you're getting into over policing to where now you're criminalizing people who would otherwise not be criminals just based upon the fact of the environment that you're in. And you have to have that discernment. If you are going to be a police officer, if you are going to be somebody who's going to be law enforcement in high crime areas, everything can't be a nail and you can't be a hammer. Like you have to have discernment when it comes to that type of stuff. And I understand it's a tough job and all of that, but it has to be nuance on both sides.
Wendy, you're doing a lot of head turning over there. What's going on in your mind?
Well, just because I'm from LA, born and raised Los Angeles County, and a lot of people seem to be mad about a lot of things. And I understand, like like we don't have like open carry and whatnot in California at all. Like you have to, there's a lot of steps to be a gun owner, which is unfortunate.
Right.
Because we have insane politicians here, which that we can talk about. Oh, well, you vote for them. No, I didn't vote for them. Most of the people I know that are born and raised, they didn't vote for it. All these crazy liberals, these transplants, they come to California and they bring their cuckoo policies here because they can't do it where they are. So me personally, I'm gonna just say this. I have a 9-year-old daughter. If there's a bad person that's getting removed from the streets that could potentially harm my child, I don't really care. I'm gonna be very selfish here.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, that's the average civilian. That's what they're going to look at it as, especially when it's outside looking in and stuff like that. And I get it. You know, we all want the crime to go down. And so my entire endeavor when it comes to this stuff is just not to criminalize people who aren't criminals.
I agree. But one thing I will say though is there are people that do bad things and they're not getting caught for the bad things that they're doing.
Yeah,
so
3 out of 4 murders in the hood don't get solved.
Yeah, they're getting picked up for petty stuff, and that's how they're getting in trouble for other things. And that's because I have an extensive background with people that used to like to go on vacation a lot.
I lean on this topic. I lean towards the libertarian argument on this one, where it's like, so there's 2 ways to look at this: long term or short term. Short term, this is a great move by Trump.
Right.
Short term. Long term, it's like, oh, you know, he's kind of setting a precedent here. This is definitely unconstitutional. But if it was Hotepistan, Hotepistan is definitely sending the National Guard out. We fucking you up on site.
But what if
straight to the gallows?
but here's a compromise. What if we go hard and we're doing the go hard thing that might be questionable, short term, and then we actually institute harsher punishments for child predators or people that do bad things to kids? Hold up. People that do DV, do SA, people that are committing violent crimes against innocents. Because again, the Minnesota shooter, if there were harsh punishments against these people that are doing horrific acts, it would deter people.
So
that's my opinion.
I agree with you. I believe that we should have harsh opinions when we have, you know, like beyond reasonable doubt. You know what I'm saying? Like the shooter, blah, blah, blah. We got him on camera, film. This is definitely him. But some people get falsely accused for shit. So I'm like, we got to have some.
55% of exonerations and wrongly convicted black men. So that's a real sensitive topic when it comes to that stuff.
Yeah.
So that's the reason why, like, I ain't trying to have railroad, like, we sending them up north for the next 1,000 years and he's wrongfully convicted.
Yeah.
You feel me? Now, you know.
So, but when it comes back, what are you going to say?
No, I do agree with that because I understand that there's a lot of that type of thing does happen. But if you have hard evidence that somebody did, like if they, and again, they can create laws like this. If you have hard DNA evidence or so, like,
no, I need camera.
Exact camera DNA. You have multiple things. And again, I'm not an attorney, but you have multiple things that can prove without a doubt that someone did something heinous.
Yeah.
just give them the death penalty and just get it over with, not put them on death. I don't know.
think
I'm just really tired. My problem is I'm tired of children getting hurt. I'm really
I think
tired.
we should hang them by their dick. That's what I think. Hang them by their dick. I don't. You know, we not.
Just
We got
put them in Gen Pop and let the inmates handle their business and give them let them get out earlier for handling their business. That's the way it needs to be. And let men be men. Let men be vile. Let men unleash their inner testosterone. Let them be killers, like some of them are.
So here's the issue. The issue is you got the government creates the problem, then they provide the solution. So the Democrats come in to office. They do a terrible job managing the community. The community ends up impoverished. A lot of this comes back to superstores. Like people like to shop at Target and Walmart. Walmart has destroyed jobs in local neighborhoods. You've got superstores that come in, destroy jobs. You got a whole bunch of other things that come in and destroy jobs. And that's just locally, right? So now you have a bunch of people who, like, for example, when we look at Newark schools got $1 billion gift from Mark Zuckerberg. Went into Newark schools, and then there's articles about, like, we don't know where that money went. How do you send $1 billion to Newark, New Jersey, and nobody knows where that money went? Like,
it sounds like California.
There you go, right? So these are Democrats that are in charge. So what happens is the Democrats create a problem, and it creates crime. And then the Republicans come in, or the Democrats come in, Joe Biden's crime bill, Hillary Clinton's crime bill, and they come in and they mass incarcerate. So it's this cycle of we do wrong by the people in these communities. They are trying to survive, so they commit murder, or they're robbing, stealing, selling drugs, whatever it may be, prostitution. They're trying to survive. Then you come in and you lock them up, and then the cycle repeats. So the real issue is what Trump is doing is actually the right thing. He has to come in and he has to protect the people who are innocent in that vicinity. Because there are people that are like, yo, I can actually go on a date tonight. Like, I've not been able to do that without looking over my shoulder. But you cannot just do that. Trump has to go in. He's got to take over the whole thing, and allow somebody like Sonny Johnson to come in and consult on how do we repair the black community? How do we provide opportunities for these people? In Virginia, they got Meta is setting up, data centers. AI is the new big thing. Are we bringing in robotics classes, engineering classes, HVAC, electrician? Because what happens is the system has failed us. It has taught a bunch of black kids that if they don't go to college, they're failures, but they've never taught them that, hey, a trade is actually the way to go. And because they don't know that they can make $100,000 a year in a trade, $1 million in a year in a trade, they think because I'm not going to college, I'm going to be a failure. I'm going to be broke. But the fact of the matter is, when we look at the economy now, they are actually predicting that they're going to need millions of people to fill these jobs of electricians, HVAC. Like, there's complete vacancies in these positions, especially now with the dawn of AI and the data centers and all this stuff blowing up. So if Trump is going to bring in the National Guard, there has to be some reparations. We need reparations. See how I plugged that in there?
And I agree with that. I do.
See how I plugged the reparations in there?
Yeah, you say you got to add it at the end. You really Dems must pay. But, now, and I agree with everything that you were saying. You have to be able to replace. You can't just remove. You have to replace.
Right.
So I do get that part. However, there has to be incentive, because what happens is you'll see people who will, invest whatever money in whatever programs to help a particular group of people, vulnerable people, and stuff like that. Like, I remember in San Francisco, they had the whole, they was giving free housing away to homeless people. However, they had to stay clean. They had to go to these different meetings and programs, and they also had to get a job and stuff like that. And a lot of them, they were struggling. So,
but that's the incentive. But that's the entitlement, is that people are not realizing what the incentive is. You get free housing, you have to do X, Y, and Z, and you get a better quality of life.
So when it comes down to, enriching the hood and stuff like that, I just moved to the burbs. I was living in the middle of North Philly trenches.
Let's go. He's in the burbs now. Let's go.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
Welcome to the club.
You feel me? So like, it was murders on my front step. Like that's how trenches my block was, for real, for
Mhm.
real. So me walking up to the dudes that was selling drugs outside my house and being like, yo, bro, there's a wood shop around the corner. Do you guys want to like there are things that are going down in the hood that you have to, yes, you do have to remove the bad elements and stuff like that, but there still has to be a changing of the people. And I understand
Right.
that when it comes down to the government, at least especially since just being honest, since like 1964, 1965, if you get what I'm saying, like since that era, there's been a dependency on the government. Specifically, I can speak to like poor Americans overall, but Black Americans, poor Black Americans specifically, just because that's what I know. And
Mm-hmm.
so when it comes down to federal intervention, before Martin Luther King, not to disparage the ancestor, but before him, Black Americans were really big on self-reliance and self-sufficiency. We had mutual aid societies, we had Black American fraternal orders, where that was the precursor to life insurance companies. These were the precursors to banks and other financial institutions. And during the civil rights era, you had men like Joseph H. Jackson, Reverend Henry Mitchell, and a bunch of other Black American conservative men who were focused on economic opportunities and growth. And they were speaking out against Martin Luther King. They were saying like, "Yo, federal intervention inside of Chicago and shot inside of Harlem or Detroit is not going to help, because what's going to happen is you're just going to create a welfare state." This is before the welfare state was even brought in. You're going to bring in a welfare state to where you're going to have millions of people who are going to be dependent on the federal government for their provisions, their clothing, their shelter, their food, their education, et cetera, et cetera. And we know just ancestrally, Black Americans were anti-government because the government, their first introduction to the government was enslaving them. So immediately they wanted to create their own towns, be self-sufficient, be self-reliant, and they had all of these different skills. That's where you're talking about as far as the wood shop and all of the trades and stuff like that. Most trades were occupied by Black American men during, all the way up until, the mid and late 20th century. So when you incentivize an entire, group of people, including other poor Americans, not just Black Americans, to be consumers, dependent consumers instead of independent producers, then you have to, you understand what you're seeing now. So if we're going to actually talk about a full 360 solution, you do have to start to implement the independent producer mindset back into these places, and then also being able to remove the criminal element and stuff like that. But just removing the criminal element and then giving and giving and giving, that's not going to really help, because it's going to just breed more dependency.
I have to go because of my kids coming home soon. But I was just, this kind of stems back to the self-care lab. The boxing gym is a very small nonprofit. Miss Nita uses boxing as a form of mental health therapy for inner city kids. One of the things that I think about, like, and that makes a lot of sense, what you just said. But what if, part of an incentive is allowing, is supporting and having locals get funding so that they can create more small nonprofits within their local communities, because at the end of the day, you know what your neighborhood needs. Hotep knows what his neighborhood needs, and you get a salary, you do whatever, but you create these youth centers, these centers for the kids, to where they go, to you, so you're able to essentially allow your community and part culturally to heal that way. They have a safe place to go. So I'm always a big, really, really, really big proponent of legitimate small nonprofits that know the neighborhood, that take care of the kids and bring them in, and really teach them about family and religion and values, and or whatever, accountability.
And
Last
that's, you
topic.
know what? It's a perfect example of that is my brother Talent. I'm actually going to be teaching there. He has the Bushwick Safety Zone and Education Center, and he has all of these different initiatives. It's in Brooklyn, and it's nonprofit and stuff like that. And when it comes down to the gun violence that's happening in Brooklyn, he has a program to where the young kids can actually hand in illegal firearms, and they'll be able to go to St. Francis College for a ride.
That's
So
amazing.
incentivizing, getting the guns off the street. Now, but he speaks to the difficulty of that, because now you're asking a kid to be like, yo, disarm yourself, and you're essentially in a war zone. And so it's a hard battle, but there are nonprofits, there are, King Randall and Maj Toure, like there are these institutions in these areas who are specifically tailoring their institutions to solve these issues, and it's happening all across the country. We just need a lot more participation, a lot more donations, and a lot more support to come behind it. So yeah.
Well, that's why all the federal funding needs to get pulled from all these scam organizations that Newsom's running and all that other stuff. And then the money needs to go to the small community centers, because at the end of the day, your brother knows what his people need. Miss Nita knows what her people need, and it is what it is. But I have to go because my baby's coming home. We have school tomorrow.
You got school tomorrow?
Wendy.
Wendy, ladies and gentlemen, to everybody say thank you, Wendy.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. It was a pleasure meeting you, Joe.
Thank you for filling in. You are amazing for that. You are amazing for that.
I hope I didn't get. Well, actually, I don't care if I get canceled. It'll be funny. We'll laugh about it this weekend. But thank you for having me. And you guys, make sure you guys send some super chats for Hotep. You subscribe. You smash the like and do all these things. And what we're talking about, supporting your community. Support Mr. Hotep Jesus and Mr. Dope. But I have to go because it's past my bedtime.
Tell baby, I say hi. Tell her.
He loves you so much. She goes, Mom, why are you and Hotep still friends? I says, yeah, it's like my big brother. She goes, well, tell him I said hi. I haven't seen him for a while. I haven't spoken with him for a while. I says, well, we could call him. She says, okay, I'll call him when I'm not busy, Mom.
Tell her, call me. I'll pick up.
Okay. Bye, guys. Send in love and light.
All right, ladies.
Have a good one.
Shout out Wendy, yo.
Wendy's cool, man. So Wendy's cool.
All right, last topic. Wendy, wow. Serena Williams.
Get that white woman off your mind.
Serena Williams out here pushing a different kind of jab. Are we canceling her, or are we giving her a pass? Where you at on this?
So, gang, listen, man. I seen it, and there's been chatter on the timeline for some time, and I think the bigger issue is that people are using a medication that is supposed to be for diabetes, for weight loss, and I think that's very fucking weird. Like, and when you look at just Serena from 2 years ago, 3 years ago to now, you remember how Serena was built?
Yeah.
Serena had the athletic body, like a black athletic body. You know what I'm
saying?
She had
a badonkadonk.
Yeah, she was stacked, and it's like now she looks like a banshee. Like she looks like a ghoul. You feel me? And I got respect for Serena, but like she has like a ghoulish look to her, bro. Like
ghoulish. God,
yeah, like I don't like it. I see the mirror selfie that she had or whatever, and of course, I'm joking, but it's clearly she's abusing whatever and the thing is, when you're a spokesman for this stuff, you get like a lifetime supply, because you're bringing in millions for these people, so they're going to give you this Ozempic or whatever, because I know it's just like GLP or whatever it is, but it's Ozempic. And so when it comes to that, like, she has a never-ending supply of this stuff, and I think it's easy to get addicted to this type of stuff. And you see it's an addiction. Like, you see it's an abuse of the drug. You're not supposed to take it like this. And people are taking, GLPs as like recreationally. And that's what we're seeing. A lot of people are just abusing the drug.
Recreationally.
Yeah, like that's what it looks like. Like, people are just taking it. You're not supposed to take Ozempic just to lose weight. You're supposed to be diabetic. It's a diabetic medicine. It's not just for weight loss. You know what I'm saying? This is not a Slim Fast shake, bro. Like, this is a real drug that's supposed to be, quelling a particular ailment. It's not for weight loss. It's not even gonna say just for weight loss. It's not for weight loss at all. It's just like a side effect of what the GLP does. You know what I'm saying? Because there's skinny people with diabetes. So, yeah.
That's a good point.
That's what it is, man.
Here's an old picture of me right here with the short dreadlocks.
That should be the one I know of. I already. All right. All right. Yeah. Get out of here with this.
You know what, Serena, we gotta let her go. She's not canceled, but we just gotta let her go. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, we wish her
the
the
Illuminati
best,
got her. The Illuminati got her, and we're just gonna have to, appreciate the time we had with her, and then, just say, hey, we had our time with her. It's been a couple of people in Black culture we've had to sever our ties with, and we just gotta let them go.
I know it's one person you didn't want to sever your ties with.
Who?
A one Miss Stacey Dash.
Now hold on a second. Now, I could fix her. I could fix Stacey. I could fix Stacey. Okay.
Oh my goodness! I remember I met her when we was in DC. Man, she seemed. That's the thing about when it comes to these figures and shit like that. You meet them and they try to be as human as possible, but you know how it is when you're meeting people for the first time or whatever. You're gonna give the representative. So I meet her in a hotel lobby. She's not about to be like, oh, down with the ghetto, and like she's not gonna go off like that. She's gonna be cordial and polite and shit like that.
Yeah, she's a nice lady.
Joy Villa.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I still got that video of her promoting my soap somewhere. I thought she would have been a bigger name. Thought I would have been able to grift a little bit more dollars.
She got beat up after the internet started after they started censoring. She kind of just stepped away from shit.
Yeah. I mean, you know how it goes, man. You know how it goes. So I ain't gonna hold you, bro. I need my own Hotep show with you, bro. Everybody gets a fucking co-host, HJ as they co-host. I want one. Fuck it.
Damn.
Read some history books, nigga. Come talk to me. Come talk to me.
Damn, another show.
Yeah. Unc, Goldstein, nigga, Sonny, everybody got an HJ co-host, nigga. I need mine. Fuck that.
I don't even know what days I got left.
Nah, it's all good.
I got we got Saturday left. I think I got some time on Saturday. Because the chat asking for the chat. You know what's funny about all my shows? None of my shows were my plans. None of them. Mm-hmm. HJ Live was AG coming to me and be like, HJ, you need a daily show.
Shout out to AG.
And I said, I don't want to do a daily show. And everybody at HotepCon was like, HJ, you need a daily show. And I was like, oh, I really don't. And then so I capitulated and did the daily show. Then Goldstein hit me. Yo, we got to do a show. I bet we'll do the show. Then Inky hit me. Yo, we got to do a show. Then GNN hit me. Yo, we need you on the platform.
GNN hit you?
GNN hit me. Yo, we need you. We want you on the roster. None of this shit was in my plans. None of this. It was always people saying, yo, Hotep Jesus, I want to do something with you. The most requested show was me and Wendy O. A lot of people like, yo, they want us to bring back the love and marriage. But if you want to do something like, Steph Curry knows my motto, no days off. We could get something, man. We could do something. Let's figure it out.
For sure. So I actually do have the Hotep History podcast.
Then we got the Mondays. I cannot do it on Monday, Heather. There's no way I'm doing a show on Monday. At the end of Monday, I do my show, Chess, and then Uncle Hotep. I be dead beat on Mondays. Yeah. Monday is not gonna work.
And it's like as much as I do appreciate, because me and you've been going back and forth on the timeline for over a decade at this point. So of course, I would appreciate you. You're always welcome. But I'm not really pressed to have you on there. I will say though, I do have a podcast coming starting this Saturday. I recruited this young guy. I'm definitely recruiting him to Hotepistan. A young guy named Macaulay. And I asked him if he was named after Macaulay Culkin, but he's not. He's actually named after Rosa Parks'. But he's actually named after Rosa Parks' father, because apparently Rosa Parks is part of his lineage.
Yeah.
Like one of his ancestors and shit. So he's a big history buff. So we got the Hotep History podcast coming on Saturdays on Spaces. And it will be direct to Patreon, so you'll be able to listen in on it on Spaces, but if you wanted to listen to a playback, you got to go to Patreon. And I'm going to take this time to plug my shit, patreon.com/Hotep History. Make sure you're tapping in. YouTube, Hotep History, Kick. I'm on Kick. I listen to your advice. My brand consultant let me know, like, yo, it's better to be on Kick. So I'm on Kick. I'm on YouTube. I'm on TikTok. All of these things are just Hotep History. So type in Hotep History, subscribe, like, and do all of the things, obviously. But yeah, so I got the show coming every Saturday now with him. So they say they call him his nickname is Mac. So hopefully by Christmas time we got another one in the ranks, Hotep Mac. I'm calling it now. So yeah, you, as far as where you would be placed, just do the things that we've been doing. Just retweet, come through when you can, because I know you're a very busy dude and stuff like that. If you can pop in, that'd be dope. But other than that, bro, I got it from here. You know me. I've always been able to stand on my own when it comes to the content.
We got a message from somebody in X. They said, "Yo, fire episode with Hotep Dubes, Hotep Jesus, and Wendy O. Uncle Hotep, you on notice."
Ooh. That's how I won the presidency, y'all. I just want y'all to know how I won the presidency. I wasn't the first president of Hotep there. Shout out to my brother T-Cat, man. And I came through I came through with the content, and people was like, nah, who's this? Dubes, he's doing this, that, and the third, So we had the election. I smoked that election. I ain't gonna lie. I smoked that debate, the voting. I ain't gonna lie. I've been a president. I don't know. I might have to be like, Hotep Führer or something like that, Hotep dictator. Something. I ain't giving up my seat down. You feel me?
Once I drop the check, I go live. Okay, Cannon said he's on his way from VA, coming through DC. He's gonna be live at 11, so I gotta give him some time to get set up. So Cannon will be set up around 11 for the after party. Okay, so make sure y'all tune in. Cannon Hotep on Kick, Cannon Hotep on X/Twitter, Cannon Hotep. Well, I think he's suspended on YouTube now, so fuck YouTube. Get him on Kick, get him on X, and watch the show. Doe, thanks for standing in for Uncle Hotep tonight. Shout out to Doe Dude standing there.
Anytime, man. Anytime. This is the breeze.
What's the channel on Kick?
Kick is Hotep History.
Hotep
YouTube,
History.
Hotep History. TikTok, Hotep History. Instagram, Hotep History. Twitter, obviously, is Hotep Dubes. Follow me there, and you'll get a whole bunch of content and stuff like that. Patreon.com/Hotep History. Again, Patreon.com/Hotep History. Exclusive content on there that you won't find anywhere else. Information, history that you've never heard before. I know you never heard of Dr. S.D. Redmond. I know you never heard of Samuel B. Fuller. I know you've never heard of these people. So please come on through, learn real Black American history, man.
Yes, sir. He does phenomenal work on Black history. He be pulling up all types of shit you've never heard of, and the bright side of Hotep history, like the one story I like is when the dude had the hedge fund and it burnt down and he didn't have no records, and he was like,
yo, that's
what was that dude's name?
Jeremiah Hamilton.
Yeah, what was his nickname?
Prince of Darkness.
The Prince of Darkness.
Yeah, the Prince of Darkness. Yeah,
that's my nigga.
Yeah, so the way he got over on them, so that is one of the illest stories ever, bro. Like, so this is a man, the only Black man on Wall Street, okay? This is the 19th century, and after this story, we can get up out of here. So he's the only Black man on Wall Street, and the thing is, he hated everybody. He hated Black people, he hated white people, he just cared about himself. And so there was a great fire in New York, which burned down a whole bunch of businesses and stuff like that, which also included the records of the money that these white dudes had gave him. And this is not adjusted for inflation, $5 million. This is $5 million in 19th century dollars. So that's probably like maybe $100 to $250 million. And they was like, hey, Jeremiah, as you know, our offices have been burnt down. We invested $5 million into to your firm and stuff like that. We would just like to, have some of that money back. And Jeremiah was like, what money? What money?
I ain't got no record of that.
I don't have no record of $5 million. I don't even know y'all. He started his whole journey being a scammer. Like, he counterfeited Haitian coins. So it took 2 cents to make a 10-cent Haitian coin. So he was able to arbitrage fake coins. So he was making 8 cents for each coin that he was making. Like he was a scammer extraordinaire, and he sued Carnegie. Like I know Vanderbilt, excuse me. He sued Vanderbilt. Like he went to court with a whole bunch of, how Lil Wayne said, go to court with the apes. I'm a gorilla beliter. That's what he was literally going to court with the apes. Like yeah. So yeah.
Damn.
Jeremiah Hamilton.
And what day and time is your show? Dre Brown's asking.
Oh yeah, so Hotep History live Monday through Friday, except Tuesdays because Tuesdays is super sold up. But Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. on Kick. Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. on Kick. Again, kick.com/Hotep History. Go ahead and follow me now. Follow me there. I will be.
You're gonna have to move that Thursday slot. I'm saying I ain't gonna hold you that.
Yo, dog, Tuesdays and Thursdays is frying me, bro. Frying me, yo. Hotep Studios, like Hotep Media. I gotta figure out.
You got to move
too.
Tuesday too. I forgot.
Tuesday's like, yo, because Goldstein got the afternoon sold the fuck up. You feel me? He got 4:15 to 6:30, 7ish. Then y'all come with medicine on Tuesdays night at 8 p.m. So that's why it's really Monday. I'll just say it like this: Monday, Wednesday, Wednesday, and Friday at 8 p.m. And
we taking up all the time slots in this bitch.
Prime time, son.
Oh, all right, man. Shout out to Anna Manga fan. Thank you for the 5 gifted. Tanai, Camo, Sam, and Yoke Dog with the 5. Appreciate y'all. I'm back live tomorrow. Fuck around and find out Fridays tomorrow right here on kick.com/Hotep Jesus live. I'll see you there. YouTube, you missing out on the greatest show you've never seen. If you on YouTube, you don't watch my daily show, like, what are you even doing? Like, you have no idea how much fun that show is. Anyway, my real crew, the ones that's there with me, the ones that transition from YouTube, the one that's rocking me on Kick. You know how we get down on Fridays. Fuck around and find out Fridays. It's about to go up. Joey Badass album dropping any minute now. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Be well, stay merry, tell somebody in your family that you love them as always. Hotep and Bill.